And we should be live. I apologize for some technical difficulties at the start. There's going to be some editing to do. I did not anticipate coming back to streaming anything. And so I deleted a lot of my setup stuff. So I'm going to have to reset that up when I have time. Guess what I don't have?
Money.
Time.
I mean, money too. Yeah.
All of the above.
Yeah, pretty much. Same.
Damage ability.
Unfortunately, can't relate to one of those. Actually, I can not relate to either of those. Never mind.
Okay.
That's a brag.
Now, this stream is meant mostly to listen to. You do not necessarily need to watch if you are here. As you can see, it is just a backdrop. Mainly because I don't want the chat to see my notes. And I don't want the stream to have my notes. So, you will see the picture that is the theme of this campaign. Welcome to Wraedolan Rising. This is going to be a Pathfinder 1E campaign that takes place in a world that I created based on the bones of why am I blanking on what it's called in Pathfinder now?
Galarian.
Galarian, yes. This is built on the bones of Galarian. It is in-universe, but not on the material plane. This is going to be a completely unique setting that is divorced from Galarian entirely. We are just borrowing a lot of shit. If something doesn't match the lore, suck it up, I don't care.
Oh, it's sad that the divorce had to go through.
Fuck you.
I don't want to be on the paramilitary planet.
Take 2d10 psychic damage, bitch.
I'm resistant.
But why?
Hell, I hate you.
I'm
Oh,
not
that's fair.
smart enough to take psychic damage.
That's also fair.
I'm not smart enough to take psychic damage. He just drools.
Hey.
And that's actually not true. I'm probably one of the smartest people in the party.
Oh. Yeah, you probably are.
Interestingly enough, you probably are. What is it? I'm looking.
We'll figure that out later. Finish your
You
setting
probably
before I mess
are.
up
You
again.
absolutely probably are. Anywho.
Finish setting the scene and stop letting me distract you.
Yes, I have to set the scene to begin with. I haven't even started setting the scene.
No! Set the setting to set the setting to set the scene, man.
I'll scene your setting.
We will get nothing done.
I just
Correct.
punch things.
Moving
You
right
just
along.
punch things,
During
one
the
person
other
just
week.
shoots things, the other one just smacks things with big weapons. One person blows shit up with nuke missiles, and the other one is Liza.
Anyway, set the campaign, homie.
Dang,
I like
okay.
how our only full caster does not get a good introduction.
Well, I mean, yeah. There's
Right.
reasons.
This is mean.
Do your
And
thing,
you were worried
Trevor.
about favoritism.
1d4, 19,
No,
20.
no. I was. Don't worry. I am not expecting anything like that with Trevor.
Favoritism? Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. You're not my dad.
I'm your daddy.
What are we doing?
I could be.
We should
Ew.
probably get back to figuring out where we actually are first.
Yeah. Let's.
One.
Yep, I am.
4.
Okay, it is. Excuse me. Oh, I'm burping. It is a cool and crisp morning. A beautiful spring morning. The grass is damp with dew. And the sky is a bright blue as the sun's rising and taking its place. Not a cloud in the sky. A light mist as it's burning away slowly in the sunlight. The four of you have arrived at the castle. of
I fear you've miscounted.
4 of you, 12 of you, 7 of you, 19 of you.
How many of us?
Cole, hand me over those other character sheets. I've got some writing to do.
Uh,
Threaten me
I-
with a good time.
Trying to find my map. Because I know I made one, because I sent it to you.
It's in your backpack with your things and knickknacks too.
Backpack, backpack. Go
Find the
fuck
map,
yourselves.
find the map.
You fucking pedo.
We love you, Twitch.
Twitch doesn't love us. They can go fuck
No,
themselves.
I wonder why we just can't seem to get people to follow us. It's okay. Roll20 banned me for some reason.
Probably for a good reason.
It'd be nice if they told me what it was.
There we go. Found my map.
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map,
You know.
I'm the
You.
map. I'm the map.
Well, you sure are,
Are you?
buddy.
Dora,
Oh, there's my map. I found where it was saved.
I thought I was kidding when I said everyone here has ADHD, but I am just continuously proven right today.
Yes.
Faux show.
You gotta herd these cats, man.
No.
Mm.
I'm trying to get a
Alright.
document to open. That's all I'm waiting on.
Why is it taking so long?
Oh, no. Blame Word.
I blame a lot of things today. Tech said no.
Not to be
Fucking
contained.
roll 20.
We need a tech priest in here. Everything's acting up.
Plus 2.
Machine spirit is angry.
That was good. I like that. The machine spirit is angry.
That was good.
This machine is so old, and yet I can still hear it. What does the machine spirit say, sister? Rage. And it's just a bulldozer.
It's just a
Eventually we'll do something. Also, do I still sound like a robot?
Kinda.
I didn't know you did to begin with.
Like that.
Beep, beep, boop.
I'm just trying to get this fucking document to open because it has a list of all my city names.
I'm pretty sure the one we're in is called Ted.
Nope, it opened finally. Okay,
Glad I can help.
you are there are 4 of you, right?
5.
Did I not say that
I
the
don't
first
know.
time?
No, you
No.
didn't say that the first 6 times. I
Five.
don't know
Just
which
called
one
it
of us
only-
was dropping, but I will fight somebody for a seat on this table right now.
Well, there's 4 of us in roll 20.
Right.
That's not my
You-
fault.
You are all walking up towards the gates to the castle of the city of Sarandon. And as you walk up, you hear the bustle and commotion of basically a tournament. Just past the open gates, you can see the guards are standing there with their halberds guarding the entrance to the gate. And just past the gate, you see a large open field. And you see probably about 24 adventurers, similar to yourselves, all gathered. And chat, if you hear baby, that's because my son's having a great time eating food.
Yeah, no, I can hear him.
Well, you live here.
just
Fuck
in the
you.
apartment. Yeah, I wasn't right.
Look, fuck your boyfriend on your old time. Set the scene.
Ooh, ooh,
I
brother,
mean-
ooh. I can relate. Friendships be like that sometimes.
We don't fuck our friends unless we have an agreement with our friends.
What
I
is-
didn't mean it like that.
What's the name of this city that we're in?
Sarenden. Sarenden.
Sarenden.
Den.
Sarenden.
Just inside the gates, you see dozens of people running about. You hear music and revelry as a party tournament, however you want to reference it, is beginning. You have all responded to a call for aid from the king of Sarenden.
So, is the Sarenden is like a city-state?
Yeah. I don't know what a city-state is. I'm not a geometry major.
City-state is more like, Athens is to the whole of Greece.
Right,
So,
a
like, the
city-state
capital.
is...
So it has its own, like, king
no.
and stuff, but it's subject to the entirety of a whole other nation.
No, it's more like,
This is the seat of humanity.
Well, right. Well, like
What?
a city-state is a city, but it's also its own individual kingdom. It doesn't have land outside of the city.
No.
Okay.
This,
Gotcha.
the guy who runs basically all of the human-owned settlements rules from here.
So we walked into a capital city.
You walked into the capital of yes.
Got it.
That's why I say this is like the seat of humanity. This is where they kind of started.
Sure. So Sarenden is the capital city of the nation of Sarenden, also, or
No,
You may want to
they
set your
don't.
world up.
That's gonna take way too fucking long for session 1. Because
We will
that
set
would
up the world
require
as
me
people make
go
more rules.
through history. And I'm not delving into the history right now.
Fair enough.
This is the capital. It is I guess a cosmopolitan area. It is a melting pot. While this is the seat of the human culture, all races are represented here. Those who live here report and answer to the human king that runs the city and does oversee all of the human settlements, cities, towns. He technically rules over them as well. He has a barony that does look over the cities and the larger towns that need a watchful eye. But there's no real name for the kingdom of humanity.
interesting.
Listen, man. It's not gonna matter in about 7 years.
A very specific amount of time.
Well, it's a random guess as to how long y'all are gonna fucking take, so.
That's fair.
How bold of you to assume that genocide is going to take us so long?
No. That's not what I mean. Anywho, continuing. You walk up to these gates, the 4 of you, not the last, but certainly not the first to arrive.
So did we just arrive as a group and not say anything to each other this whole time, or is this
No.
like each of us individually have been seeing this?
You guys showed up from your individual locations.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
So now, as you walk up, you see each other standing around. Characters, please describe yourselves.
Do they see me? That's the real question.
That's a good point. Are you hiding?
I mean, okay, so how many people are milling about the castle?
Yes.
The castle yard? Dozens.
I'm just chilling, so
Spores.
I don't know if they'd actually see me since, I'm head level with people and I'm only 1.5 feet tall. I'm not trying to hide intentionally. Unintentionally, I might be a little hidden.
Are you saying you need a passive stealth roll?
We'll probably just use passive stealth rules, and your
I gotta-
passive stealth is, or your if you're not stealthing, it's passive perception, which passive perception doesn't exist in Pathfinder, but passive perception is just your perception score.
I rolled a 23 for perception.
If you want to roll perception for me, you can. I currently cannot. I don't even have access to my character sheet.
Oh, try refreshing. It might have cleared up by now.
I have refreshed multiple times, and each time they have told me that I am still banned.
Hold on, be right back.
Yeah, I
mean,
got
if
a
you're gonna
20,
go yell at him in person, great.
I got a 23 on
Why
an
not?
active perception check.
You got a 23 on an active. Okay.
Perception check.
We all rolling perception?
I mean, I chose to because
Okay.
John was like, "Do they even see me?" And I was like, "I don't know. Does a
Challenge
23
accepted.
see you? does a 23 active perception check see you?"
So my stealth modifier without rolling is 22.
I'm just gonna roll here. I don't want to.
I don't see you, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
without making a single roll, my stealth mod is 22.
You have a plus 22 to your stealth at
Yes.
5.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a tiny creature, which means he gets innate bonuses to stealth.
Oh, and well, we had our first crit of the game, so.
Damn.
And I do follow crits on skill checks. So, Liza, go ahead and okay. We'll just say you succeed. You
I don't know what I rolled, so.
Yeah, I will roll real quick.
Everybody can't see shit.
Good.
Yeah. Which
And now we've had our first botch of the session.
So
Hello.
Carl rolled a nat 1. Liza rolled a nat 20.
I am distracted by food, and that's fine.
That is fine.
Roll 20 just doesn't like you today.
Okay.
No, it doesn't even like
If I
me by
click
proxy.
this, if I click this, what would my check be? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not actively hiding, but yeah.
Yeah. What's your perception score? Cool, good
What are
talk.
you asking?
The one who's a god at hiding. I meant stealth score, not perception. Fucking kill me. You genuinely have a fucking 22.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I do
who
have,
are you
I genuinely have a
talking to?
22.
Like, who are you talking to?
Where did you put the extras to get it to fucking 22?
Okay, so let me do the math for you real quick, right?
Oh, God.
I'm getting plus
It
11.
begins!
I'm getting plus 11 with my dex mod and my 5 class skills.
Your 5 class skills.
Yeah.
Like favorite class?
No, 5 ranks. 5
Okay,
ranks in the
yes.
skill itself. Then I have to pull up Discord because I get bonuses for being tiny.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how you put it in there, because it's showing 22 and the only thing you've put in there is 5. I'm looking at your skills page and it says 22. You only have 5 in your ranks. You have nothing else calculating. I don't know how the fuck it's calculating 22.
Because it auto calculates size bonuses and your thing. I don't have to put that in.
Oh.
Yeah, the other stuff is for traits, which I didn't take a trait that did it.
Right.
And then you have features, feats that would give bonuses, or
Right.
racial.
Okay.
Mine is purely because of size.
Okay. So 22 to your passive stealth, basically. You're just hard to see to begin with.
Yes,
Okay.
because I'm a 1.5 feet tall.
Everyone's rolled.
Yeah.
So the only person that sees John's character is Eliza. So John, go ahead and describe your character for Eliza.
Alright, I will. Eliza, you would see kind of just looking around. Are we going with the rule I wrote, by the way?
I'll be honest, I have not had time to read backstories.
Basically, the wild world doesn't know about them intentionally because they're being hunted.
I mean, the world knows about pixies. They just thought you guys disappeared.
Okay. So how common of a knowledge would it be? I just want to know if Eliza would have even known what the fuck she's looking at.
How about you just describe what you look like, and she can make a roll to figure it out.
Yeah, describe what you look like. Tell me what your subcategory is. Are you just humanoid pixie?
She's Fae.
She's Fae? Oh, Jesus. All right,
Yeah.
Go ahead and describe yourself.
Okay. Eliza, you would see standing, or not standing, what looks to be flying in a very pretty pink dress. A woman with pale blue skin, shockingly white hair, and a pair of what looks like gossamer rings just fluttering slightly, keeping her afloat behind the head of somebody who does not look like they know she's there. I'm going to be behind Carl's head.
Of course you are.
I'm staring at a food cart, so whenever you want me to describe myself, by all means.
Liza, if you can, roll knowledge planes. If you do not have it as a as a class skill, or you have not trained in knowledge planes, you cannot roll.
Haha. It is class skill.
That's foreboding.
25.
Ooh, 25.
Heck yeah. It's a good day. I have
This
to
too
plus
shall
8.
pass.
This too shall
Now,
pass.
go ahead and roll knowledge history.
Okay. Okay.
You have not
Jesus
only
Christ.
heard of, you've seen the pictures of, like detailed drawings of the anatomy of pixies. You remember reading about these. You thought they had been eradicated.
They haven't section reports.
They haven't been seen since before the collapse. The collapse being when the magic left the world.
Alright. I'm gonna be like kind of staring
Yeah.
a little.
You see
at
a
first.
fucking pixie.
I'm gonna be a little in shock. Just like, whoa. Hello.
Now, since she is flying behind Carl's head, Carl, please describe yourself.
So, just past this magical anomaly that you've been looking at, you see a very short elf. You think he's an elf. He's got matted black hair, pointed ears sticking out, but the ears are completely tan. You don't see his face, but if where the camera turns around, I guess you'd see that he has a full beard and eyes like the color of dried blood. And he's sitting there staring at a meat stall in deep contemplation of something. As he reaches into his pack, he pulls out a gold piece, he slams it on the counter, points up at one of the drumsticks, and just goes, "Meat!"
Oh, God.
Slowly starts just reaching for it while making eye contact with the vendor.
Oh, lordy.
The vendor turns around at the sudden slam, looks at you, looks down at you, notices that you're... How tall are you?
5'6".
Notices that you're an elf that's shorter than him. and not a child.
I did pay.
He just looks at you and he stops and goes, are you here to join the tournament, or are you here to watch?
Just stop reaching for the meat. Slide the gold coin more across the table, pushing it out of the divot that it was in.
No,
Grab the
no.
meat.
It's free if you are competing. Are you going to be in the tournament, or are you watching?
Um,
I'm gonna pull up your sheet real quick because I need to see.
sense motive, I think, would be the role I would need to make.
It's less about that.
I
was like, GM, are we here to compete?
Yes.
that we know of.
Yes, you guys responded to the
Okay.
call for help.
Huh?
And the sorry, I should have said that a little bit better. I have not done a fantasy game in a long time. The
That's fine.
flyer, the flyer that you all responded to did say that this was going to be a tournament to narrow down the best amongst you.
Okay. That's great.
They are looking for 3 adventuring parties.
Okay.
So this will be a process of elimination. The tournament is to determine who goes on this mission. So yes, you do know that you are here to partake in the tournament.
Cool. No compote, just meat.
He puts his hand on the gold coin and pushes it back to you, and then takes the meat down and hands you the drumstick. Good luck in the tournament.
Shrugs, pockets the gold piece, chews on the meat, turns around, turns a 180, and runs into the pixie, I guess.
John, make an
Yeah.
acrobatics check.
Oh no.
Run into the pixie like a
Sure.
fucking somebody running.
Well,
Excellent.
that's it.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, by the way, because I can't see anyone's rolls.
Yep,
He rolled
I've
a
got to
1.
see. He rolled a nat 1.
Can I just swat him out of the air like a fly?
I'm literally
With the
looking up fall
drumstick?
damage.
Hit him with the drumstick.
It goes off of like every 5 feet is like 1d6 or something like that.
Correct, but he's tiny, which means he hurts more when he falls because he hits
Oh,
terminal
no.
velocity faster.
Technically,
feel
it's
like-
technically it's Pathfinder. I think it just means he needs to make a fly check.
Oh, right, you can fly. Make a fly check to not die. Yes, John, now that you have failed your acrobatics, you are falling. Make a fly check to recover, or you can make another acrobatics. You recover. Okay,
Welcome, John.
Carl, you turn around and whack right into nothing. You are so confused because you felt something hit your face, and there's nothing there.
I just start.
Except, John, do you make any noise as you fall?
In a tiny voice. No, actually, yes, because I took this ability. Carl, you would hear. Wait, what's your character's name? Well, I want to get used to that.
None of us have given our names yet.
No, it's
This is
so
true.
I can get used to saying it in like.
It is
Never
both the name that I have in Discord and in Roll20.
Rock amidst flames.
Oh lordy.
Rock would hear in their ear a small feminine voice going, "Hey, watch where you're going."
I wish you were dumber, Carl, because I would absolutely play this up as you thinking you had an annoying fly in your ear, but you're smart.
I'm going to remind you of something. Would you check Discord?
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
I don't know if that would make a difference.
Yes, it does. It at the very least, I believe it adds to like perception rolls. Let me.
It's on my character sheet if you would like to check that particular thing out.
I've got
I
D20
just
up.
remembered that.
Yeah, to tell you how I'm doing this, I'm using Voice of the Wind.
Scent. Smell a creature with the scent ability can detect opponents by sense of smell generally within 30 feet. As the opponent is upwind, range. Creature detects another
Did I
creature's
not write it
presence.
down? My character might not be
It
going.
doesn't
Hold on.
say that it increases, it just says you can detect. So no, you just know that there is somebody around you that you don't recognize. And they are very, very, very close to you.
Oh no, I'm gonna help them out because I'm gonna do something.
Fly up into his face.
She darts back up like an inch away from them, hands on her hips, looking at this elf. Well, apologize.
We're gonna pause there.
Of course, now everyone could see me because I'm no longer passively hiding.
Right.
Well, yes, this tiny little 1.5-foot woman raised her voice, which means everybody just hears.
Fuck you for that joke.
So,
Unless you just cut out, then not. I retract the fuck you.
I mean, regardless, everybody that has not walked inside, you see, all of a sudden, a tiny flying person get headbutted out of the air by this tiny walking elf. You think he's an elf. He sure looks like a fucking elf.
I also have a backpack and 2 visible weapons on me, both great axes.
Well, I recognize fellow elven ancestry.
You do. You're also confused by this.
Confused I am. So
You've
he's
never
short.
met a short, stocky elf.
Like, I am 5'6", dark tan, full beard, black hair, nom on a giant turkey leg, and I'm carrying 2 two-handed weapons.
The very different
One of them,
sight.
I think, is green.
Uh-huh.
You think?
Is that
Very
the one
different
that you
I was
sight
not
made?
than I'm
told
used
if the
to
color
seeing.
has changed from my original description.
No,
So
it is
if
not.
has
It is
green.
shiny.
It is green, it is shiny, both of them immaculately made.
Wait, your original was green?
The one before you changed what it was made of is made out of a green metal.
Ah, no. Well, yes, it is, but it isn't. It's like a greenish blue,
Okay.
but it's very, very shiny. The other one is silvered.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's also very, very shiny, but just brilliantly shiny silver.
Could be
It looks like
mistaken for
silver.
polished steel if you're dumb enough.
Correct. Yeah, it could be mistaken for stainless steel.
14.
Eliza, go ahead and describe your character to everyone else.
Alrighty. So you see a skinny, small-built woman. She looks to be middle-aged, maybe a little older. Her hair is a little gray, but she has like wisps of a light, like lavender purple. Her eyes, they're kind of like they look worn and they're light blue, just like kind of like a dull blue, you know what I mean?
Aha! Success!
Oh,
You got in.
and she has hey.
There's a hedgehog.
The ban is lifted.
Last thing she has these green markings on her face. That's about it.
Gotcha.
I would say she's tall for a female. She looks human. She's human.
When you say tall for a female, what are you referring to? Like,
She's 5'8".
okay, I was gonna say like, tall for a girl is different when you are 6 foot on average, depending on what convenience store you're leaving.
That's fair.
You're human, right, Liza?
Yes.
Well, she's your sister. I would hope so.
Trevor is not a human.
I'm an eldritch
That's right.
abomination.
Both of you are half giants. We'll move
No.
on.
And yeah, height for females, base height is 4'5". The shortest is 4'7" that a human female could be.
Dang.
The tallest by Pathfinder rules is 6'1".
Dang.
Now, yeah, we don't necessarily follow that rule because that's stupid, but technically, by rules as written. And just so you guys know, if you see the map on the screen, that is a not complete map, but it's a good idea of the landmass that you guys are on. Just so's you knows.
Okay.
And the landmass that you are on, this continent is Tellaria. And you guys do know that. So you are on the continent of Tellaria in the city of Sarandon, which is this city right here.
I'm not
For
getting
the-
any pings on Roll20, or where are we looking at?
I don't see a map.
It's on, you guys should. I
don't
moved it.
see
I
a
thought
map.
You
everybody.
haven't moved us to where the map is.
I thought I did. Here. There we are.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Hey.
Sorry, I thought I did that earlier.
No, it takes some getting used to. I get it.
This right
I
here.
like it.
In the northwestern corner of the map, but in the southwestern corner of the large forest in the map is the very large city of Sarandon.
I'll say that's large. Is this to scale?
No, it's a placeholder that it was the closest I
about
could
to
get.
be like, my goodness, man.
No, but now I will
The
say
cities need cities.
all of the empty treeless space around it,
Uh-huh.
fields, farmland, that's for them explicitly.
Okay, so yeah, it's a big city.
It is a very large city. You'll learn some fun things about why that's a problem later.
Yep. Anyway,
Anywho, Liza, that was your description.
Yes.
And then Alex, have you walked up to the gates with everyone else? Like you saw the group, and like not necessarily that you joined them, but you did walk up, or are you holding back and watching
I mean,
everyone?
me being accosted by someone that's basically the size of my shoe is definitely going to draw some attention, so I'm sure somebody's seen us at this point.
Oh yeah.
I was hanging out in the back, just kind of observing everyone, and I definitely saw whatever happened with Rock and them running into what they thought was something.
Yeah, well, now it's in their face, so they absolutely see what they ran into, and you guys can now see this pixie because she has made her presence known. Julian, go ahead and describe your character as you are walking up and witnessing this silliness unfold already.
Okay. She is a younger, bronze, tan-skinned woman. Not very tall, probably about 5'2", with a black hair that when it gets down to her shoulders, it turns into a white flame. Her eyes are purple, but not super dark. And she's kind of wearing like a open vest with wrappings around her chest and baggier pants that are not super heavy, but more just comfortable. And she immediately sees food and runs over to the food.
Gotcha.
This is my turkey leg. You can get your own.
And she immediately tries to get food from the vendor behind you.
Okay. Alex, we'll wait on your description since you are not exactly intermingling yet, but once you have become apparent to everyone else, I'll have you describe.
I mean, I feel like I stand out because I have a pistol on my thigh, a rifle strapped to my back,
You
and
would
I
a
didn't see the
sword.
pixie until I ran into it. Don't assume you're gonna stand out.
So, you'll know this as a gunslinger. Guns aren't unheard of. In fact, flintlocks are fairly commonplace. There's still a wealth symbol or a status symbol, but seeing somebody who is a trained soldier walking around, and you very much walk like a trained soldier, seeing somebody who basically presents like a trained soldier carrying a firearm is nothing to bat an eye at.
Sure,
Your
but
firearms are weird.
Right, and I'm also a half elf who's 6'5" and 220 pounds.
Thank God for John. I'm not the smallest person in the party.
Very large for a half elf.
And you met very small elf.
Yeah. See, that's why I was like, not. This is very much not what I'm used to seeing. Whenever a 5'6" fucking full blood elf. It's usually not.
Has to
not
look
what they
up
look
at his
like.
half elf kin.
Oh, believe me. I love it.
I'm curious what the minimum height for an elf is now.
It's like I think it's literally 5'6". I think I literally just took the smallest I could.
For a male, yeah, you did. Because males and females have the same minimum, but not the same maximum. Female elves can't get taller than 6'4", according to Pathfinder.
Oh, very large woman.
Mhm.
Lorge.
Lady D.
So what is it?
Don't bring her up
What
right
is it
now.
that this? What is it that this flying house cat is telling me?
To apologize for running into them.
What were your exact words?
Okay, to reset, she has her hand on her hip. She goes, "Well, are you going to apologize?"
His eyes kind of flicker for a moment as he looks up as though he's searching his brain for something. Shakes his head for a moment, puts a finger up towards you as he turns back towards the food stall, reaches around, grabs a large apple, and hands it to you. He doesn't wait for you to grab it, he just kind of pushes it towards your direction.
How much does this apple weigh, Trevor? It matters.
What's your carry capacity?
2 grams.
Hold on, I have to look.
Weight only matters for you at this point, like legitimately just because you're so small, and I'm kind of annoyed by it that I have to care about weight for you specifically.
Well, he has a passive stealth of 20 I mean, he's got to have a drawback somewhere.
Right, but I was hoping to not track weight, and I have to because anything could fucking make him unable to function. So,
Yep.
Give him 5 gold coins and he's going nowhere. Like,
Hold on, carrying capacity. Here we go. 1E. At strength 5, my light load is 16 pounds or less. My maximum load of heavy, without being over encumbered, is 50 pounds.
how much are you holding in weapons and armor?
Oh.
Right now, my armor is not being worn. It is in the bag.
Okay. Then
So
you can
an
hold this
apple
apple just
An
fine.
apple is anywhere from 1/3 to 2/3 of a pound.
Okay.
Yeah, you are just
Absolutely.
fine. You are struggling to hold it because of its size, not because of its weight. It is an awkward thing. It is almost as big as you.
As he hands the apple off, he kind of shakes his head for a moment, rubs his forehead. City weird. Walks towards the gate to the tournament.
Lila just kind of looks to the elf walking away. Goes, apology accepted. In their ear, because I can do it within a 120 feet.
Jeez.
Yeah, Apple credit card.
The apple is roughly
Apple
a fifth
Pay.
of your height.
Apple Pay.
If I had to guess, an apple being
Bruh.
roughly 4 inches tall, 3 to 4 inches tall.
Oh, I can't even get this in my bag.
I did specifically say I grabbed a large one too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, no, you can't put this in your bag. It doesn't fit through the opening. Yes,
Just
guys,
kinda-
he has a bag of holding that he can't put shit in because the opening is as about 2.5 inches around.
So it's literally for money.
No, it's for shit made for me.
Anything made for him can fit in it.
And
Personal
coins,
bag.
maybe.
And coins. Yeah, the volume doesn't change, just what you can get into it does because it's now tiny opening. Anywho.
Right, yeah.
Is everyone planning on entering the facility? Or are you guys all going to stand outside? I know one of you ran off to food, too. So...
Yeah. I'm standing at the same stall he just took for the apple, bro.
The pixie just kind of fly there holding the apple above her head like it's a fucking crown.
I'm
The
gonna
character just kind of waves at you and then turns back to the vendor.
I'm gonna follow this little pixie that I see in front of me.
Alex, will you be joining the party?
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
meander over in that direction because I have a tiny elf and a even tinier fucking mythological creature in front of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those of you who are ahead of Alex, you do hear moving behind you fairly heavy footsteps. And you hear the clatter of metallic objects just kind of stuttering with every step. You know how if you're carrying something made of multiple metal pieces, it kind of will make noise as you walk? It's similar to that.
Does it sound like it's getting faster or just keeping pace?
It is getting closer, but it is not getting faster.
As it's getting closer, I just kind of instinctively move to the right so that whatever this thing is can pass, because it's obviously carrying something heavy. I'm not getting in its way.
I'm gonna turn. Lila's gonna turn around and look at whatever it is. Also, how do I change my picture again, Trevor?
Oh.
Good answer.
Oh wait,
You
I figured it out.
should on your character sheet upload it, and then
Yeah,
in
I
the
already did, I
chat
figured
change
it out.
that.
Yeah, I figured it out. There we go.
You guys also hear the jangle of chainmail, the very easily distinguishable jangle of chainmail as it approaches and gets closer. Does anybody look to see the sound?
I
Yeah.
definitely am gonna look.
Going to grab a turkey leg and then turn and look.
Alex, please describe your character.
So you see walking up a very tall individual.
Of course.
Say again?
Of course. No, by all means.
Yes. Yes. Slightly pointed ears, not quite as pointy as what Carl's characters are. But they're definitely pointed. Looks to be roughly kind of like in the older, like middle age, for being someone who's of mixed ancestry, but very thick and
Yeah.
right, like this guy has spent some time working, so and.
Huh.
One of the very first things you notice is, if you're looking hard enough, is that his eyes aren't the same color. He has one brown eye and one violet eye. Which, if you know anything about elves, one of the potential eye colors that are common with elves is violet. So if you had any kind of doubt about it, then you can definitely tell that he is if you know about Elvish ancestry, then you know that he's probably at least half Elven. But he's wearing what appears to be a not battered and worn down, but definitely used uniform for some army. He's a soldier from somewhere. But like Trevor said, he's wearing chainmail, but over that he's wearing a padded kind of gambeson that has insignia on the chest. You don't really, you might not know what the insignia is for. But on the right hand shoulder of the gambeson is another sigil that is a shield with a red background and 2 crossed white lightning bolts with a hammer underneath them. And on his back is a very intricate looking rifle. And on his hip is, well, it's not this, it's like a thigh holster, is a more common looking kind of pistol. But it is definitely slung in a way to where if he needs to get to it very quickly, he can. And just, it appears to also be have a like a shorter kind of sword on his left hand side. But the other probably distinguishing feature you might notice right now is that he's got a scarred face. He's got a scar over his left eyebrow, and there's a piece of his right ear is missing. And yeah, I feel like that kind of sums up my character so far.
Is that thick with 2 C's or 3?
Like a half a C.
Probably 2, at the very least 2. But yeah, I'm walking up. As I'm walking up, I see Rock kind of turn around and look at me with like the turkey leg. Like,
Oh no,
in his
I
mouth.
don't turn around to acknowledge you unless you start
Oh.
getting like up next to me. I have moved out of the way so that you can go since I heard something big and heavy coming up
you just
behind. I'm like,
without
oh, no,
without looking at me at all, you just slightly moved to.
just gave you room to go around because I'm not in
Gotcha.
any rush or hurry, but I'm not going to get run over by someone who is.
Fair.
Well, I'm just
my
gonna
character has
kind of.
pointy ears too.
Oh, another pointy-eared person.
Fucking
Yeah, Frank
pointy-eared
Snubs.
bastards.
I'm just gonna. I see Rock get out of the like without looking at me. Gotta get out of my way, but I don't really walk past him. I just kind of I stop just short of where he's at, and I'm gonna stand behind him and slightly to his. I'm gonna guess his left.
I mean, I haven't stopped. I've been heading towards the gate to enter the tournament since I gave away the apples. So.
Oh, I didn't know that you weren't going to stand there.
No, I was moving. I was heading towards where the tournament was because that was what was paying my food meal. Apparently,
Yeah, now that I have food, she's
I
also
have a
gonna
debt
head
that
there.
needs to be paid.
You guys are all inside the gates and you see a large field. And the realization kind of strikes you. This isn't... What you thought was the main entrance was not the main entrance. This was the entrance to the training fields. It is still where the tournament's being held. You are in the right place, but the main entrance is not this barren. These are large, mostly dirt fields meant for the training of the personal guard for the castle. On these fields, around the outsides, you see many stalls set up. You see there's a blacksmith peddling some weapons and armor. You see a potion maker peddling a variety of potions, various bottle shapes and sizes with vibrant colored liquids, some that look like they're empty entirely until they get bumped and you see the slosh of nothing but something.
Are you telling me a potion maker is making potions? I'm immediately suspicious.
I know, you should go kill him. Put a bullet right through his eyes. He's the bad guy. He's the BBEG.
I found the
He's in
bad
cahoots
guy.
with the food guy. They're giving away food. That's
Oh
unnatural.
yeah, it's the food
How
guy.
dare! Execution! Let them
I'm
eat
just gonna-
cake.
I'm gonna
This
pull
is
out my
how we
rifle
get in
and just.
trouble with the Merchants Guild.
I'm gonna pull out my rifle and just start screaming Horus.
Screaming horse?
Horus.
Oh.
He's being a fucking blood angel now.
damn
Horus!
I'm
Everything.
looking for horses.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm not actually doing that. By the way.
you see, if you look around, you see there are some stands to watch. This is obviously where all tournaments get hosted. It is generally the training field. Tournaments are never a commonality. They are things done as occasions, but it is large enough and they do have it set up for tournaments. And sitting up in the stands, you see where the king's box would be is the king, looking down over everyone. I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh no.
Heck yeah, brother.
What sense?
Sight.
Sight? Alright.
Remember, before you roll, stunting exists.
Yes, that's why I asked what sense. As Rock is still chewing on his turkey leg, he's kind of looking around the other weird and strange oddities that keep happening in these cities that he's come across. Definitely the flying house cat was a new one. So he wants to, as he's looking around, he's making sure he's not going to run into another flying house cat or something similar, as he does not have another apple to give as an apology.
So you're gonna have to explain again quickly what stunting is.
That is what I'm trying to remind myself of what I had said it was, because I remember I talked about it and I can't.
I think I wrote it down. Hold on.
Yeah, I thought I did too, and apparently I
Basically,
didn't.
just it's artsy descriptions of your
Right, what the
you're doing.
benefits are. I don't remember what
one,
I said
two,
the
three.
benefits were.
1, 2,
you
and
get
3. 3 has a chance of giving a mythic point at your discretion.
Yeah,
Hero
level
point.
1 you get an advantage, level 2 you get an advantage +5, and level 3 you get an advantage +10 plus hero point.
Thank you.
That's insane.
Yeah.
This is a high-powered campaign.
Yeah, if you don't stunt, you are going to die. Apparently.
No, because the enemy can't
Advantage
stunt.
+10. Jeez.
And hey, listen. I did
Hey,
say
look
when
at
we
that.
started, if it turns out being that this is too generous, like I will have to scale back just for the
Oh,
sake
oh.
of.
Well,
Ooh.
considering I'm the only one that's stunted, does that mean I get advantage?
I'm just waiting for everybody to go.
I
Yeah, I
don't
was just
want to. I
waiting.
didn't.
Carl, can you tell me your stunt one more time?
I said as I was looking over my turkey leg, glancing around at all the odd people that are walking around the city, I'm intent on looking around to ensure I don't run into another flying house cat because I do not have another apple for an apology.
Take advantage.
Okay.
I can't say
How
take
you
a
roll?
+2. I can, because you guys know what you'll know what it means. But yeah, it's a level 2 stunt. So
Advantage
Roll-
plus
roll.
5.
roll with advantage +5.
I got a 33 for perception, Trevor.
Damn.
So 29.
You rolled 20 and then 24, and yeah, okay, 29. Alex, you didn't want to stunt?
No, I'm just looking.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. You nat 20'd, so.
So
I
for
feel
my
like
stunt, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move and use the ability I can fly and actually fly above everyone's fucking head so I can actually look around, kind of bouncing the apple up and down, debating if I want to go through the effort of trying to take a bite.
Roll with disadvantage because you said pro gamer move.
I think
I'm
it was
ju-
the pro gamer move. He just did not want to end up in somebody's hair again.
Also, yes.
My hair burns, so that'd be bad.
Go ahead and take a level 2 stunt.
Alright. This is adding +5 to the roll, which I don't feel like manually
And-
doing.
And advantage.
Oh, thank
Good thing you
God! Woo! That'd be
That's
32.
32 perception. Liza, Julian?
I'm definitely gonna try because
Because that's fun. You did roll, though.
I
Yep.
did.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if I get to add anything to it or have
I will let you this once, but typically
yeah.
going
Oh, yeah.
forward, if you've already rolled, you can't go back and redo it unless you have a reason to do advantage.
I got you. Thanks. Sorry.
That's fine. It's the first session, and this is a rule that is not inherent to Pathfinder. It's one that I had to jerry rig, so it's easy to forget.
To be fair, I'm mostly trying to trying to wait to see where that darn pixie gonna go so I can initiate a conversation.
Okay, so Cassidra's from the south.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna try to do an accent for the first time in my life. So
Well, all right.
I
Fine.
swear to
That's
God,
not
she's
the
gonna come
accent.
out sounding like fucking Dolly Parton.
That still qualifies as a better accent than John's Southern Belle accent. Okay.
Anything's better than John Southern Belle. I mean, fucking. Not Southern
Julia
Belle.
Child.
Julia Child.
Yes.
The Queen of England. No.
Oh,
Oh, hello! It's the Queen of England!
You're also not Mrs. Doubtfire, and I'm going to kill you now. You and your fucking horse.
Anyway, so I'm mostly trying to pay attention to where John's character goes while also, paying attention. I'm not necessarily paying attention to my surroundings, but I'm making sure I don't like run into a pole or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to face plant.
Go ahead.
like-
Go ahead and just, unless you're not done stunting.
No, that's it. That's it.
Go ahead and take a level 1 stunt.
That.
So you roll with advantage.
Yeah. Really?
Roll again.
That's
Remember,
That would be
advantage
worse.
is twice with the better roll.
Yes,
Yeah,
but remember,
she
she
rolled
already
failed
rolled.
already.
I rolled once already.
You're letting her add a second roll to be nice.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's fine. This is
That's
fine.
what you get for being nice.
So, all right, Julian.
My character's kind of just following the crowd, keeping a keen eye on her surroundings as she can, and as she finishes the food that she had just recently got, and throws the bone, hopefully at no one, but just kind of throws it in a direction.
Do I see that? Are you standing near me?
Him throw the bone?
The bone?
Yeah, just to see her fucking snarf down a piece of meat and just toss the bone.
Yes, I will say that you are easily able to see that. Yes.
I'm gonna look at her and just kind of smile and nod and then look away.
And he needs to go find a porta potty.
Ew.
Oh, it's just very. It just reminds Taryn of
I should call her.
back back with his unit. Yeah, I should call her.
I should call her.
I should call her.
I really should send a scroll.
Send a scroll.
You as you toss the bone, you just hear a yelp and somebody rubbing the side of their head.
Oops.
I want you to
You're
know
like-
you did 3 non-lethal damage.
Oh my god.
She's just kind of gonna rub the back of her neck and keep going.
Well, you know, maybe it'll
Whoops.
make your job
great,
a little
we got
easier
we got-
later.
We got a kung fu klutz. All right.
I'm gonna assume I also saw that happen too, and I'm gonna laugh a little bit harder.
Yes.
Somebody got the first hit on
At least she
the
didn't.
BBG.
At least she didn't like throw it.
Go-
Right.
Go ahead and just for the humor of the bone toss, go ahead and take a level 2 stunt. So advantage +5.
Okay.
The bone toss.
Lick taint.
Something tells me that's going to become a staple.
Taint?
So 22.
22.
Taint.
All of you
Shut
except
up.
for Cassidra.
Who? Who am I again?
That's what you wrote.
You bitch.
You notice as you were all looking around and you had noticed the king and you focused your attention on the king for a moment as he sat. He is visibly exhausted. He has a smile on his face. He looks pleasant, but he looks exhausted.
Can I roll a sense motive?
Yes, you can. Anybody else who wants to roll sense motive, you may as well.
I will also roll sense motive. Also, is he within? And let me just double check to make sure.
Oh, I got a 10 on my sense motive.
How far away is the king from me?
Hey.
Look at that.
Hey,
How far away can you talk to him in his ear? Is that why you're asking?
Yes, it's within 120
No.
feet.
No.
You.
Okay. I had to ask. Like,
120
He is-
feet is not that far thematically. It is that far in a battle.
Yes. 120 feet is shorter than his tower that he's sitting in to watch over everything. And it's not even a tower. His box is just like 150 feet in the air. Consider a flagpole's only 100 feet.
oh, I see. So I have to be pretty close. Okay. But yeah, I will.
Like- Combat
It'll-
that, great.
It allows you to have conversation with your party, and during
Yeah.
battle, you can still talk even though you're tiny without having to stress on it. But it's not for true long distance communication.
I clicked the wrong thing. I'm gonna have to send my stunt to you in my private channel because it's more thought based, and I don't want to spoil yet.
Eh?
I rolled a natural
Boo.
20 with +2.
So while he's doing that, Rock finishes off the turkey leg he's working on. Picks at the bone a little bit with his thumbnail, shrugs his shoulder, and as he's walking past a trash can, just deposits it in and dusts his hands because he's not a savage. As he's looking
That
at the
is
king with a
So
quirked head.
ironic coming from you.
as he stares at the king with a head quirked, also attempting to understand why such an exhausted leader would be out and about right now.
What happened to?
Has anybody else stunt? John, you said you were going to send me your stunt.
yes, you did.
Carl, make that a we'll make that a level 2 stunt. Advantage +5.
There you go. And let me.
Why'd
tag
you roll sleight of hand?
Oh, that is interesting that I rolled a Can I keep the 19? Because they're right next to each other. Let's try that again.
Ooh.
I wish I would have kept the 19.
I mean,
But the 22 plus 5 is 27.
Okay.
I would have
And
kept
I
that
forgot to
19. My
stunt,
goodness.
so- I'll be okay.
Roll
So
20
I
hates
can't
this
tell
character.
I can't tell anything else about the king other than the fact that yeah, he's tired.
If I roll any higher, I can tell you the color of his socks.
They're those little chicken leg socks.
Does that make sense, Trevor?
Yes.
Oh,
And take a level 2. I'm gonna stand up real quick and go turn on the light. Got dark in my living room. I can't see my dice.
All I heard was light darkness.
yeah, they needed to turn on the light because it got too dark for them to see the dice anymore.
Oh, okay. Cheater. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, where
Talking
here we
about John
go.
again?
Huh?
Oh.
14 and and then a crit,
Holy
baby!
You have such
Nice.
a small sense motive.
With a +5. Right?
Yeah.
I have a +8 because I put 5 ranks into it because
Well,
yeah,
Well, you
Do
got the
advantage.
level 2 stunt, so you get a +5 on top of it.
Yeah.
no, just
it'd be 33 with a crit.
God damn.
The frost spell multipass.
No, that would
What?
be bluff.
Huh?
Oh, it's just
I got it.
Leland.
I got it. I got a critical, and
This
it
is
fits
critical.
so. It fits so hard for narrative reasons.
You're not wrong. Oh, hey, a first-time chat that's a fucking bot.
How do you
Boo.
know it's a bot?
Do you want me to ban
Because
them?
it says best viewers on something, and it's in all weird letters. Yes, please ban them, moderator. I forgot that I had. Thanks! Bye,
Yeah.
poison fat. Fuck you.
Is it fat? As a
Anywho.
concept.
Right. Anywho, what were we? What did I miss? Cause bot.
What's the king thinking?
Right.
Well-
Has everyone rolled yet?
I think everyone who wanted to.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
rolling because I figured that would be useless since I failed my perception.
Okay. So
You're
Taryn
confused why
did
the
not
king's even here.
stunt. Avern did not stunt. Rock stunted. Lila stunted, and Cassidra stunted.
I didn't do anything.
Well, right. You rolled a 9 and then rolled another 9 because stunt gave you an extra roll, and you just rolled a
That
9.
was her perception.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your.
That's
Oh, so you
Perception,
haven't.
We're on the
Are-
sense motive rolls.
Yep,
now.
yep. You're right. Thank you. Have you? Are you going to roll sense motive, or are you not going to care?
No,
She
I,
didn't. No.
because
You
I,
didn't
because
even
I didn't-
notice. You don't get
Yeah.
to roll. Fuck you.
Exactly. That's why I didn't roll.
Yeah, you saw the king. You moved on.
Hey, Boothang.
You're lucky you saw that.
Well, you
Okay.
can't not. His
You
yeah.
say that.
Well,
you say
sure.
that.
You roll in that one, you will, but you
Like
will
who?
not. But okay, so everybody, but literally, but Alex.
Yeah.
Taryn, you are kind of caught up in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, king tired. Got it.
He's tired. Seems legit. He's a king. You moved on. You're caught up in the hustle and bustle. Everyone else, this is the face of someone who is racked with grief. This is the face of a man who has lost something very, very dear to him. And it's taking its toll heavily.
What do I get for the crit?
Did you have siblings?
A few, yeah.
Did they survive or were they murdered?
She doesn't know.
Did you ever witness your father witnessing tragedy?
In the lead up to what happened, yeah, a few times.
That's what you see. A man
Gotcha.
stricken by tragedy. Something has gone horribly wrong for him. And you've seen this look on your dad's face before.
Okay.
So
I
those of
can't
you
get
who
with-
did, you see that, you catch that, but you are still at the tournament. You do still have to register. You also have plenty of stalls to go visit. There is shopping that can be done. You have money to spend. You also have a city. You could walk away from this entirely and go to the city.
Have we been told anything at all about this tournament? Was there any information given out about it? Like, is this a single combat tournament? Is it a party? Is it like a melee? Like, what's the whole situation with this tournament?
I hope there's not going to be a written exam.
Hope not.
It is going to be group combat.
Some melee, got it.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Just-
like, so that's like what the term is used for group combat in like the medieval combat tournaments, like the field tournaments for like jousting and stuff. Whenever you had a group of fighters fighting each other, it was just the melee is what it
Sure,
was called.
but they didn't have archers and fireballs.
Sure, right, but like, yeah, melee is just the word for the fight, not for the type of fighting that's going to be done necessarily.
But it was also the type of fighting because the only fighting they did was melee fighting.
Correct.
As much as I love rules lawyering, I would really like to get to the next scene.
Yeah. No, this is a as you guys look over the fields, you do notice they are groups. The smallest you've seen is a group of 3. The largest you've seen was a group of 7.
Do we know if these groups are picked for us or if we have to find a group amongst ourselves?
You should probably go talk to the person who is doing registration.
That's
I'm gonna
valid.
Go up to
I'm-
the desk thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
do
was
that
just
too.
following people, so I'm sure at some point I ended up filed into a line and I'm standing in front of a desk before I can figure out why I'm there.
Right.
Yeah.
I come from the military, so standing in lines is what I do.
Without moving.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait.
So yeah, I guess
Speaking of, Alex, perception check.
You're gonna make me go to the tab and everything. Perception. Boop. 19.
You notice somebody slip through the crowd in front of you and out of your sight, but in that quick moment that you saw, you did notice a very similar uniform to your own, at least in color.
And did I see anything else about the individual?
No, you just caught the colors of the army that you served in
So
being
they're
worn by somebody as they disappear into the dozens of people around you.
So I just saw the colors of the Gambison. I didn't see any
Who-
unit
yep.
insignia, anything else like that?
Nope.
Okay. Which direction did they go in front of me?
Do you want cardinal or do you want left right?
Just, general direction that they're moving
Away?
away.
Away.
Okay.
In the general direction of like the other side of the field, closer to where the king's box would be. Just, crossing through the crowd.
Okay. Did they seem like they were moving away from the registration table or just moving through the crowd, literally?
As far as you can tell, both could be true here, because away from the table would be through the crowd.
Okay. Gotcha.
It definitely looked like the person was heading in the direction of the fields to actually go and compete.
Do I lose sight of them as they move through the crowd, or can I keep like watch them for a little bit longer as they move through the crowd to see
You
exactly where they're going.
You caught them for a couple seconds, but they have kind of gone as people are moving and combat is happening. Like, people are fighting on the field. Like, they're not just on the field, they are actively in combat. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle. You do lose them after a couple of seconds, but you are kind of able to see them move through the crowd for a bit, and you caught the colors. You haven't seen those colors on many people in a long time.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna.
Mental note.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a note that I have, that there's someone else here from, the army I served in.
Yeah, we'll hash out the details of names and shit later. I have, like I said, my life has just been a chaotic hell, and I just have not been able to get everything ironed out, because most of my time to get anything done has been at work, on a tablet that doesn't function quite right, and a computer that blocks anything that references the word gaming.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Someone just fart.
no, that was a dog snoring, I think, or a cat purring.
Oh, okay.
Dog snoring or a cat purring.
I can't
That
remember,
might be my
Carl.
dog.
Is that your dog snoring? Is that Annabelle?
Yeah, her crate is 3 feet behind me right now because I'm tearing up the carpet in where my office was.
Oh,
We had to
yeah,
set up
I
my
just heard
computer
it
in the living
again.
room.
It is the cutest thing to hear in the middle of a hardcore, intensely serious and dark, exalted moment. You just hear, anyway, you guys approach the registration. There's a small group in front of you, and they finish up their registration. They head to one of the 3 fields that's set up, and you guys are the next group in line. I say group loosely. You guys haven't necessarily been truly traveling as a group, but you guys are kind of just grouping together right now. And the man at the table finishes up the documents for the last group, stamps them, flips them upside down on a pile, looks up at you.
Which you?
Who's at the front of the line?
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay.
At an
Got
old
it.
witch.
No.
Looks up and sees a hag. No, I'm just,
That is a completely different thing.
I know.
we got Cassie up front. Got it.
Yep. Looks up to the. How old did you say you were? Like middle-aged?
I'm 48.
Yeah. The borderline elderly human woman. Yes, I mean that literally. Venerable age is like 70 for humans. They are not very long lived in Pathfinder. Like typically the age of retirement is like 60s. Because they'll be dead by like 70. Right, like adventurers that get to the age of 60 retire. Because they'll be dead in a couple of years.
Am I an 80-year-old adventurer? Be very, very afraid.
Be very afraid of the 80-year-old monk.
80-year-old any adventurer.
So he looks up at the grandma. Hello. You're not here for the tournament, are you?
Yes, I am.
Granny, you're gonna break a hip.
I'll be fine. Thank you very much. Please sign me up now.
Well, do you have a group? Or are you trying to enter solo?
I'm just gonna look around at the people in line behind me.
I see her looking.
You see Rock digging in his pack for something?
Not paying attention at all.
What's the pixie doing?
If Rock isn't paying attention, I will sit on their shoulder.
Alright. Rock, are you paying attention?
I instinctively swat the bug that landed on me because that's what I'm used to landing on me.
That's valid. Where you
I'm
grew
gonna
up.
block with the apple.
Blood with the apple.
All right. Carl, make a strength check.
Oh no.
All right.
Lord.
Just strength?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's basically just to hit him,
Oh no.
Her.
her. What's your AC?
22.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, wait, hold on. That's without the armor. That's with the armor. Give me a second. 19.
okay.
19 without the armor.
You yeah, sure. You can kind of hold the apple up and she just lightly smacks the apple and
Oh,
It
no, just
rocks
grab
ya.
the apple, take it, put it back in the bag, look around for what I was looking for.
Damn.
already forgotten that you're sitting on her. Sitting on him.
Yep.
God, this is gonna fuck with me. Two of my dudes are chicks. One of my dudes is a dude. One of my dudes is another dude.
And I'm the dude dressed as a dude playing another dude.
Oh my god.
Avern's just kind of looking around and like not paying attention half the time.
Yeah,
The
so
person-
yeah, you look around and you see a bunch of buffoonery.
Yeah.
These four in line behind me are in my group.
He reaches out of his pack, pulls out a vial of black ink and a vial of red ink, looks at the man and goes, "No yellow."
What?
Huh?
I don't. I'm lost as to where yellow came into this.
Solo.
Doesn't.
His greeting was "Hello."
Hello.
I hate you. God
No,
damn it.
you ate him.
You approved this.
Yes, I did,
You
and
approved this
I regret.
multiple times.
I regret nothing and everything.
This is awesome.
He raises an eyebrow and cocks his head, just confused at the response.
I'm just smiling politely, like the sweetest little lady you've ever
Not
seen.
at you. He's confused at
Oh.
the short elf
Oh, that's fair.
who just looked at him and said, "No yellow," and he's just what? The look on his face is sheer confusion.
He just slowly tubs the vials back in his bag, closes the bag, and puts it back over his shoulder.
You're wanting to enter and fight, and they're your comrades.
Yes, what's wrong with that?
I just hoped I would have a party that would take this thing seriously, is all. Apparently that's not you. Sure, we'll sign you up. And he hands you the waiver.
That we sign it? I'll sign it.
Wait, what did I call myself? Lila. Yeah, Lila's gonna fly over and actually read the waiver. You don't sign anything you haven't read.
Listen.
It's a typical waiver of acknowledging that this is, although a moderated event and there are healers on site, that accidents happen, people get hurt, and that they are not liable because you volunteered to do this.
I have guns.
Correct.
I have two-handed weapons and I keep them incredibly sharp.
I'm going
two
to be
hands.
shooting people.
Correct.
I've got
I have
spells.
I have multiple magical weapons.
I am a
Correct.
magical weapon.
Correct.
They'd better have a lot of healers.
I fist
standing
people.
by. We're not the ones to be afraid of.
Lila just finishes reading, nods at it, and we'll sign her. Fuck. I just realized something. She should not sign her actual name.
Is Faye?
No, backstory reasons.
Grab one of the copies of the waiver and I'm looking at it for an obscene amount of time, but his eyes aren't really moving.
Everyone's just gonna sign it. She's not even gonna look at it. She's just gonna sign
Yeah,
it.
same. I did the same
Okay,
thing.
no. She'll sign it as Lily Frost.
I'm.
Don't
are
worry,
we-
I have an answer to your problems.
Have we each been handed a waiver, or
Yes, and then there will be the registration where you will all sign your names, and later you will decide on a title for your group.
Oh Lord. Mox Vacina. No.
No.
All of a sudden, a lawyer shows up outside Eliza's room.
Mox Vacina.
The Mighty Five.
The Mighty Five.
The Fighty Mive.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
No, it's the Mighty Four.
Trevor, would I be
Yeah, because one of y'all ain't so fucking mighty.
Almost
Oh, you
got taken
kept
out by
thinking
an
there were only
apple.
4 of us for the first 20 minutes.
would I be able to survey the field we're going to be going to?
Yeah, if you're done signing your paperwork.
Yeah, sign-
Rock is still staring at his like it owes him money.
Do you need help, honey?
The man who was like kind of reading some stuff off and basically explained it's just a basic waiver. We're not liable for any injuries. Yada. He sees that you're struggling and he does look over it. Do you know how to read?
Of course, words make brain itch.
Do you need help, honey?
I'm
I'm going to
I'm
guess
gonna
that.
ask, as a player, would my character even have a concept of how the laws would work here?
No.
You see part of the problem already.
Yes. It's okay. You have others.
Other problems?
You also are smart enough to know
Yeah.
that you should probably stick with other people who know. You've already made a lot of smart decisions like, hey, I'm new here and I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna just follow along. Like, you've made some smart decisions as somebody who doesn't know what the fuck to do where you are.
I see everybody else's sign, shrug, pull out an ink vial, uncork it, shake it so that it gets on my thumb, and just put a thumbprint on the line and hand it back to him.
I mean, that works.
Okay. What is your name? Yes, he's
Points
doing
at-
this typical gets louder and slower to hope that somebody who doesn't speak English can understand English, and it doesn't help at all.
Okay, hang on, because I need to. I'm looking him
Tu
up and down.
nombre. No? Fuck.
What languages is he cycling through? Because that's important.
Basically a dialect of common, it's Spanish.
Okay.
He knows how to say your name in, like, what would basically be Spanish in common.
If I'm on the fence as to whether I will understand somebody, I'm gonna roll sense motive flat to figure out how well I do, because he's
Aaron-
Sure.
decent enough at it that it makes sense.
Taryn looks over
Looks
at
him up and down, points at himself, puffs himself up another inch, so he's 5'7" now. Rock amidst flame.
He, right next to the thumbprint, writes that so that they know who you are and who
As he's
thumbprint
writing
is.
that, I look over and I want to memorize how he's writing that, so I know how to write my name.
Aww.
I'm gonna fly next to Rock, kind of look at him and goes, so, and in their ear, clearly you don't speak common as your native tongue. What is your native tongue?
I open my mouth and I point at my tongue.
Avern's just gonna clap her hands.
Taryn.
What language do you normally speak?
Never mind.
Yes.
Just hold on a second, Alex.
Fuck it. I'm gonna start going through the ones I know of: Common, Sylvan, Orin, Ignan, and O-Reed.
None of those.
Or whatever the O-Reed people speak, the rock people.
It's Oriat. Alex, what were you
Oriat.
trying to do?
Taryn looks over at Rock and Elvin asks, like, do you speak common at all, or is it just Elvin for you?
Look directly at him. A lot of pretty words fell out of face hole.
So he speaks Elven better than he speaks Common.
Roll sense motive, Alex.
He's botch.
Crit.
Let me get to
I
it.
would
That'd
love
be
for this
funny.
bit to just keep going.
18.
Nice.
What's your bluff check?
Yeah. I'm. Carl, go ahead and roll bluff. Not because you're intentionally trying to lie, but because you might confuse him.
Give me a second to pull my character sheet.
Because you responding could be confusing enough that makes him think
Huh.
you understood him.
My character sheet is blank.
Uh-oh.
Shouldn't be. I'm looking at
Correct. Yeah, I keep trying to open it and it's just
it. Okay.
black.
Well, I will go ahead and roll for you
roll
then.
for me.
You have a -1 to bluff, by the way.
Oh
That
no.
honestly, I expected it to be less.
11.
No, Alex. He has no clue what the fuck you just said. This
Oh,
is an elf that doesn't speak Elven.
Huh.
You have met a short, stocky, tan, bearded elf that doesn't speak Elvish or Elven.
And his best speaks broken common.
Yes.
I'm gonna look very confused, and I'm
That's
going
amazing.
to then say in Dwarven, do you understand this?
Crunchy words.
No. He has no clue
No.
what the fuck you just said.
Okay, gotcha.
Crunchy.
So
words.
I've ruled out that this is a dwarf trying to pass as an elf.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
I would
No,
get
this is an
all
elf. This is an elf. There are characteristics about him that are very elven, and it's okay. No, that's absolutely fucking. You would never catch a dwarf putting on any sort of anything to have pointy ears.
Well, I mean, you never know. For
No.
whatever fucking reason, or a weird dwarf.
We don't
could...
have trans racism.
Yeah.
Transgender, transsexuality, but non-trans racialism. You cannot be a dwarf that wants to be an elf. No.
Challenge accepted. I'll be waiting to work on my next character.
I hate you.
So yeah, well,
We
those
do have
things-
trans racism. They're called changelings.
You know what? Fuck. God damn it! I forgot changelings existed.
So while they're playing the Rolodex of languages here, Lila's gonna go survey the field to see if she can get close enough to the king's box to be within 120 feet. That's my goal.
No. Well, yes, because you can fly.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be fighting in the air. I'm getting a tactical readout of this place.
Yeah, no, you absolutely can do that. And I'm not even going to say you have to roll since you're going to be up so high, other than if you want to get specific details. If you just want a general layout, there are 3 fields. There are, currently on each field, there are 2 teams fighting each other. You see blades making contact with skin and no blood is being drawn. But you can hear the yelps of pain from those who are a little less experienced with getting hurt. It still hurts.
Oh, I know
So-
training weapons when I see them.
Nope.
So people are clearly pulling their blows, or there's magic at work.
Roll detect magic.
That's not a.
That is a spell, actually.
I knew that.
Called detect magic. That is either a spell, a charm, or a sorceress innate ability.
I
Which
could
one would you
roll. I don't have arcane. I could roll knowledge arcane.
Yes,
Which,
I rolled.
fuck it.
Roll
I rolled
knowledge
a nat
arcane.
20.
I don't know.
do?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's untrained, so you can't roll.
Can't know.
Fair enough.
So you see, it seems like people are getting hit by real blades and not getting lethally injured.
Just bruised.
But yeah, no. Once I get within
Oh, they're
120
getting
feet,
broken bones too.
Oh.
once I get within 120 feet of the king's box, as you know, I'm flying around scouting the terrain. I will use Voice of the Wind to reach out to the king. As you know, she's kind of looking down, and just say, as someone who, no, she's going to be honest with the king. As a former princess, I understand the grief you are going through.
Are you going to make your presence known to him other than just by talking in his ear?
I mean, I'm kind of in full plain fucking view.
You are a 1 foot, 8-inch tall pixie flying through the sky 120 feet away from a man who is visibly suffering. Do you really think he's paying attention? And
Okay,
then you're going to talk in his ear with no visible person around.
Fair enough. Yes, she will at least get his attention.
The king, hearing buzzing, kind of jolts from his, not listlessness, but he was very clearly distracted, and looks around for an insect that sounds really large. Before his eyes rest on you,
God damn, the mosquitoes get bigger every year.
I'm assuming the king at least knows what I am.
As he pulls out a crossbow.
none of you in centuries.
Oh shit.
That is true. I don't know if this king. That could be the case. This could be a bad play.
No. The king, seeing you, his eyes widen. He almost looks afraid, and then the realization hits, and his face softens. I never thought I would ever lay eyes on one of the small fair folk. I didn't think you were even still alive.
To my knowledge, I'm the only one that still is.
That is deeply saddening, and I hope that it is not true.
It works like message, so he can whisper back, so we can be like the only ones that hear each other without someone
But
actively
you're in
trying
his
to.
box.
I know I'm 120 feet away, but fair enough.
You want to make yourself known at 1 foot and 8 inches. 120 feet is too far away to be easily noticeable.
Okay,
Not doing
fair,
something to attract attention to just about everybody.
fair enough. So yeah, just kind of on the ledge of his box.
He comes closer to you, pulling up the footstool that he had and sitting on it so he can be a little closer. What can I do for you, Mistress Pixie? Madam Pixie.
She
How can I
kind
help?
of she kind of does a full curtsy as is proper. Goes. Well, more. I think it's more of a question of how can I help you. You bore the face of my father before the collapse. A sense of tragedy.
The tragedy that has befallen me and my family is the entire reason why everyone, and he gestures, standing up, he gestures down to the field, has shown up. All will be revealed in time, but it can only be revealed to those who have proven themselves. So go, compete. I know you'll win. You'll do well. I'm sure you'll get through.
She just
I
gives
would be surprised if a pixie did not have the capacity to hold their own.
She just gives a small smile as pure lightning kind of races across her hands for a second. Not magical, actual lightning.
Oh, well, that's the difference. Anywho,
I intend to.
Then go. And put
She,
on a show.
She gives a little wave to him and flies back down to the rest of the group.
While she was doing that, everybody else, you guys notice that the pixie has disappeared. Yep, you're basically following the dude's instructions as he's telling you what to do, and I will absolutely allow you to memorize how to sign your name.
Okay.
However, you do think that it includes your thumbprint.
Still a vast improvement.
So every time you sign your name from now on for at least a little while until somebody tells you otherwise, you think your signature is thumbprint name.
It's 2-point verification. What's the problem?
You're right. There you go.
Two-factor.
Two-factor authentication. If it's not my thumbprint, it's not fucking me.
Exactly.
Yep.
And if it is my thumbprint, still might not be fucking me. I'm not very smart.
So as I'm hearing in quotation marks the rules, I kind of grab one of the axes over my shoulder, pull it out a little bit, point at it. Okay.
Yes, everything that you carry. Sorry, let me switch voices. Everything you carry can absolutely go into the battle. Our resident spellcasters are going to make it so that nobody gets murdered. And as he says that, one of the nearby spellcasters who was walking by heard that, turned their head, came over. Do you need something? Yeah, they just finished signing up. They need to have their weapons pacified so they can compete without killing everyone. Ooh, yes. Over here. I'll take you over to my table. And she guides you over to a booth that's set up with some nice shading. It's very comfortable. They're mages. They can't handle much. They need comfy. I'm being facetious. These are court mages. They can't handle much.
They're prissy little bastards. Never mind. Move on.
Correct. And as you get over to the tent, she lines you all up, and she goes down one at a time, and you see her move her hands in a specific way and speak some words that most people don't understand. And you can see the magic wash over you all, settling on your weapons.
So we don't have to pull out all of our weapons individually for her to bless.
Nah, fuck it.
Okay, good, because that was going to take me a minute.
Nope, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with that stress. If one of you players wants to take the spell Touch of Mercy and is a bard or cleric or sorcerer/wizard, we'll deal with it then. And yes, it would probably absolutely be, you're going to cast it on each weapon because it is target one creature. It says all of its weapon attacks, so no, it is per creature. Fucking yay.
Weapon attacks, would that include items in my backpack that I may or may not throw?
If you use it as a weapon, it is a weapon.
Okay.
Because if you use anything as a weapon, it becomes an improvised weapon.
Fair enough. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to get in trouble when I pull something out and they're like, where did he get that?
Wait, are you planning on pulling out a splash weapon?
I have multiple, so maybe. It depends on the situation. I'm kind of prepped for many of them.
I'm gonna say yes because they're still splash weapons, and it says weapon damage.
Fair enough.
Weapon attacks.
You heard her. No spells.
Anybody who has knowledge, arcana, or can cast detect magic, I believe that's how that works. You can roll right now.
Yes, I happen to have detect magic bullets.
I have knowledge arcana.
Detect magic kind of follows its own fucking rules. Because of
Yeah.
Pathfinder, of course it does.
I rolled a 27.
Yeah, rolling Knowledge Arcana allows you to identify a spell you can see being cast.
Oh.
And you saw the spell being cast, so you can use that to identify it.
Okay.
It is, oh Jesus, 25 plus the spell level. Fucking Christ.
I mean, given that if she stunts, that immediately gives her a +5, which puts that at a 32. So that's a spell level of yes.
yeah, it's a 27. it's a, I don't think it's even.
So that means anything up to 3rd level, she would be able to know. Oh, cantrips, 1st level, 2nd level. So
Yeah. You rolled and met. So, and Liza, because you didn't stunt.
Yeah, I don't know how to stunt for that, so.
Sometimes the stunt, sometimes the stunt can be something like going back to my education, studying ancient tomes of magic and its different flavors, stuff like that. But
Okay.
Or if it's somatic,
mental
I watch her
rolls are
hands.
very hard to stunt.
Yeah, I get it now, though.
Yeah, with like Pathfinder, a lot of those are somatic, so they literally have to move their body to cast it.
right. But regardless, you still met the difficulty, so you pass. Anybody else have Knowledge Arcana?
No, but I do have a question.
What?
What language was the person speaking?
It's not necessarily a language as much as it is channeling arcane magic.
Okay.
And it has a verbal component. So it's, from what I understand, it's arcane words.
It could be like dog, horse, pickle. You don't know what the fuck that means. They do.
Sure I do. It's dog, horse, pickle. What's the problem?
Right. It's basically, you can think of it as, you can almost hear them speaking in tongues.
Oh, see, that I get.
Right, because everyone's speaking in tongues for you.
I hate for someone to speak out of toes.
I hate you.
Yeah, let me know when I get back, because I do have a question in character
Okay,
for
that's
this mage.
Okay. Cassidra, she just casts spell Touch of Mercy over everyone. Basically, no one can do lethal damage anymore until the spell wears off. It is technically for 1 round per level. It will wear off after the tournament, or after you have finished fighting in the tournament.
Clarification, is that for weapons only?
Non-lethal damage with all of its weapon attacks.
So this
So
cannot be a tournament with casters.
Don't cast Fireball.
I was gonna say, does that mean spellcasting is off limits for this?
Not necessarily off limits. You do see people slinging spells, but you do see that those fights are being heavily monitored.
Okay, great, fantastic, lovely, cool.
Yeah, they're monitoring them in the sake of, like, if something seems like it's too much, there is somebody there who will counterspell it to prevent it from destroying everyone.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Oh no.
Nobody here is using anything that powerful.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do know
You
that.
haven't seen us work yet. You haven't seen what these dice can do yet.
I do have detect magic, dang it. I could have done that. That'd be cool.
Is it one of your prepared spells?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Right, and 1E is a right.
What?
Anywho.
Anyways.
And 2E it's a first level spell.
So we have our weapons corked.
Yes. And at this point, Lila, you fly, you get back to the group. You saw that they got taken off to the caster's tent. To the mage's tent. And you see them casting magic over your friends.
Oh.
Yeah, I say friends, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Goes to the magic tent, kind of lands on the table, looks to the mage, and again speaks in their ear. Goes, so Two questions. Number one, how are you
She
guys?
screams and spins, holding a book and trying to smack whatever the fuck was just behind her.
As she spins around to swap with the book, I just kind of reach out, pull the book out of her hand, tuck it under my arm.
She whiffs right past you. You get a nice breeze, Lila.
She ducks down. Like, why do people keep doing that?
Don't hit Apple Lady.
Apple lady.
Aw.
Seriously, why do-
She's hyperventilating at this point, looking at tiny person with wings.
I hand her the book back.
It's okay. I'm supposed to be here. I'm here for the tournament. Everyone relax. We don't need a crush.
Ew. She screeches, "What are you?"
Oh, God.
Not important.
I think it's very important.
It's not.
Long name.
I didn't have to identify what I was when I signed up.
Long name. Apple Lady, much better.
She just turns around and walks back into her tent and closes the flap.
I'm in the tent.
No, you're outside of the tent.
We were all outside the tent.
Yes, I said that. She took you
Oh,
over
okay.
to the pavilion and lined you guys up. You guys
that
didn't go
is
inside.
said, it is inferred that we are going inside of a building.
Ah, see, to me, it doesn't infer that in my mind. So,
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I thought we were in the tent.
Nope, sorry. You guys were standing outside of it. The tent is where they are, like, doing work and resting and shit like that. You guys aren't going inside.
Understandable.
Lila kind of looks to the others.
You're
and
dirty adventurers, and they are in the hot outside.
Yep.
Looks to the others. Well, I was gonna ask her, and you can all hear her in your ear. I was gonna ask how they were making it so people couldn't hurt each other, but I don't think that can be done to lightning anyway.
Well, we'll find out.
Also, hello.
Everyone just kind of waves.
Gestures at Fairy and goes, not important.
Hello, little one.
My name, hopefully I don't. Since they don't know who I am, would I have to roll a bluff check for my name since they don't know it anyway?
No.
I mean, we could roll sense motive to see if you're lying.
Yeah.
But how would you know she was lying?
I
You
mean,
don't
to
even
be
know what I
honest,
am.
if
I
you're
think
meeting somebody...
I think the question of that should be, why would we think you're telling the truth?
Yeah, honestly.
That's fair.
No, I was like, how could you tell if she was lying? You don't know her.
Or
We don't
Well,
know
I
anyone
mean-
here. Why would we assume everyone's telling us the truth?
you're
All
pretty
of
good
us
at
are in a
reading-
big, strange city with the people that mean to do violence.
I mean, literally speaking, yeah, we're at a
Oh,
tournament.
that's fair. Anyway, she is interested as Lily Frost.
If any of you think your character would find it appropriate to determine if they are trying to tell you a lie, feel free to roll sense motive. At that point, I will have Lila roll the appropriate check.
Everyone just doesn't care.
Wow, what an ifrit.
Flips his bag around to his front, starts looking through the bag, looking at her, looks back at the bag, starts digging around. Out of apples. Shuffles his bag back onto his shoulder, shrugs, and moves on.
I understood that reference.
Sleight of hand? No, sense motive. Those things are too close together. There we go.
Ooh.
Sleight of handing for an apple.
Stealing the apple from himself. Oh.
No.
What's the
that was my
situation
sense.
with like the teams going on?
I was actually just about to get to that because you guys were talking. I was actually going to progress in the middle of it. You just beat me to it, bitch.
Carl did roll sense motive.
Okay, then
Oh shit.
roll the appropriate check for you, Lila.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Unless this is a nat 20.
I mean, I can roll higher.
Oof.
Yeah, but then I crit, so I win.
Rock, she's not being honest. That's probably not her name.
What did you introduce yourself as?
Lily Frost.
Lily Frost.
That's if you understood what she said in the first place.
Yes, I'm trying to. The problem is that I'm playing I am a decently intelligent person playing a also decently intelligent person that doesn't know a language. So be like me trying to understand what I would interpret Spanish as, even though I'm hearing it in English. It's a little
So, yeah.
¿Dónde está el baño?
See that I can totally get, because I mean I've caused Spanish people to have aneurysms when I try to speak Spanish, because I just string words together and they eventually tell me to shut up and go away. But with this, shake my head as I walk past Lily in quotation marks. Look at her and go, "Apple lady," and walk away.
That's it. Her name is now Apple. I don't care.
First name Apple, last name Lady.
Yeah.
Hey, if my name gets spread around as Apple, I will work with that.
You were asking what's going on with the fields. Do any of you actually want to go see what's going on the battlefields?
Yeah, I've been
I'm
watching.
Yes.
I want to
Okay.
go check that out a little bit.
I'm
I'm
gonna sit on the old lady's shoulder.
Since Cassandra was the one that started us as a group and was one that signed us up, I'm following her around as though she is the leader.
Okay.
Aw.
Unless I specifically say otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will
after
be sitting. Oh, go ahead.
after my weapons were blessed, I just kind of meandered out of the area to go watch the tournament.
I'll just gather my children and take them to see
Evan kind of
what's
just
going on.
runs over to see
I
in
think I'm 3
excitement what is
times your
going on the
age.
fields.
I'm just trying to find something here.
While I was gonna be sitting on Cassandra's shoulder. Also, how long ago was the collapse, Trevor?
A long time.
Many
Like-
eons ago, before Sigourney Weaver.
Alright,
Millennia?
I'm just gonna put my age as question mark then.
Yeah, you're
For
Fae.
now.
You're technically immortal.
Yeah, for now, age is question mark.
Age, just put YBT.
You guys are currently in the year 10,000 and let's actually make that 9,570.
It's over 9,000.
The collapse. So that year count is
From the collapse?
technically yes, post collapse year count.
So you are well over 9,000.
You guys, the collapse ended 570 years ago. The magic turned back on 570 years ago.
Oof, I'm good.
But it was going on for 8,500 and change.
The collapse lasted for 9,000 years. There was no magic for 9,000 years.
I'm gonna say I'm 9,600 years old. Okay, not important, but
I'm sorry,
also kind of
no,
important.
not 9,000. Fucking like 3,000. Yeah, 3,000. No,
I think we
2,000
can
years.
figure out your
Sorry.
exact age later. I don't think you're going to be carded at the bar.
Yeah, no. The collapse was 2,570 years ago was when it started. The collapse ended 570 years ago. In the year 9,000 was when the magic turned back on.
All right, cool.
That's
I'm 3,000 years old.
that's well-known documented history, so everyone can know that easy.
All right, so I'm 3,000 years old.
Except
Got
for
it.
Carl.
Huh?
Except for
Oh.
you know nothing about the history of anything because your people would not have cared about the history of everyone else.
Nope.
They're from another
Following,
plane.
following the weird purple-haired lady who's still hasn't told me her name.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the only one that even tried to tell me her name was Apple Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I changed her name. So we'll see how well this goes.
All right, so I guess I'm taking them. We're chilling. We're going to look at what's going on the field.
You and your little ducklings.
My little children,
Fields watching.
my kids.
We've elected Eliza as leader. We shall
Oh,
see where this
no.
goes.
Oh dear. Oh Lord, you're gonna have a fun time with that. Cool. Yeah. Excellent.
So where are we going?
Well, waiting for Trevor to describe what's going on.
You guys get over to one of the fields and you see a pretty heated fight where both sides are really giving as good as they get. But one of the groups really stands out and is the other group's looking stressed and like they're starting to crack. The group you guys have kind of noticed, despite the fact that they have taken a noticeable beating, it's almost like none of them care.
Fun.
And as you watch for another couple of minutes, the tide of battle shifts, and you can tell this group has gotten the upper hand. And very quickly, it goes very, very poorly for the other group before the match is called. 4 of their adversaries are unconscious. One has just about every extremity broken at this point.
Do I see the person who is wearing the same uniform as I am from before anywhere near the field?
Not right now.
Okay.
Apple's gonna clap her hands because the fight is over.
The person I'm gonna just and I know you're gonna key in on it because I know you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and describe this group to you. At least 3 of them are completely you guys are able to completely tell what they are. One of them is an orc.
Grog. Wait, no, Grog's not an orc. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb.
Oh.
Shut up.
You're
Go away.
thinking of
Continue. Shut
You're
up.
thinking of Ford. You're thinking of Ford.
Shut up. Go away. Continue.
You see a very large full-blood orc wearing virtually no armor, just some rags, basically. And 2 axes, one in each hand. Having just punted one of her opponents.
Oh.
And that was one of the ones unconscious on the ground. They crumpled into a mound of not moving.
Oh.
A mound of meat.
And bone. The one who's still standing technically, but with every bone just about broken and at least their extremities, standing in front of them is a tall, thin, very, very pale man with an unearthly black hair and glowing green eyes in loose-fitting robes who just beat the shit out of this guy with his hands.
Gotcha.
And standing behind this man, and the reason why he's still standing, is a slender, tall, black as night man, you think, in dark colored armor, holding this man up by his hair with a knife around his throat.
So the only reason this guy's standing, quote unquote, is because he's being held aloft by his hair.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
The disrespect.
Yeah. Seems a bit excessive to me.
Not excessive enough.
The one moderating the fight turns and slams the mallet in his hand against the gong, calling the fight. And there's no need to even announce the winner. It's very clear at this point. With 4 members of their team unconscious and one who's literally standing only because somebody was holding him up by his hair.
Right.
The healers come and cart off the bodies to go, heal them and get them back on their feet.
The meat wagon came.
Yeah. As this other group turns to leave the field, you catch 2 other members of their party. And standing kind of behind them was a human female. And Cassandra, you feel a burning in the back of your mind.
Joy.
Should go take some antibiotics for that.
Do I recognize any of these people?
You don't recognize anyone. But there's something about that human female that has a burning in the back of your mind. But you recognize the burn.
Chlamydia?
I mean, a patron kinda is chlamydia.
I'm just gonna kinda...
You recognize that as the burn of your patron's presence.
Just gonna kind of look around.
You've felt this before when you've come into contact with other witches.
As Cassandra's looking around, Lila will wave to her on her shoulder when she looks over.
Oh, hello. Wait, no, that's the wrong accent.
Before you guys have a conversation, Lila, you pick up on the last person in the party standing off to the back. You feel their power, but they are doing nothing. They are ready to engage if needed, but have not, but you can feel that power.
Like the kind I use? Is that what you're going for here?
It sure feels similar.
She's gonna look around to wherever this sensation is coming from.
Yep. They are wearing a hooded robe. You cannot really see their face, and they are just kind of keeping to themselves off to the corner of the fight, just kind of monitoring.
Lila's going to flit over to them kind of fly next to them and just ask air. Wait, actually, hold on. There's more than just the 4. Aether, air, earth, fire, or water.
Nothing like that.
Interesting. Okay, so to clarify, she's sensing that this person is also a kineticist.
No.
Is that what you were? Oh.
I'm
Then
saying that they are wielding a power that is
Similar.
similar.
I don't know what the fuck. Okay, so before I fly over, I'm sorry.
I believe he might be hinting at the fact that they're Fey touched.
No.
Never mind.
Close but no
Okay.
cigar.
Yeah, kineticists just draw the power from the
I'll
world.
make it a little more simply. I'm saying this because they were introduced in the same book you were.
So it's a scion.
Oh, so so their powers are. I get what you're going for, but okay.
They're different, but they're rooted in a similar mentality. But this is the kind of power that you can feel. It is a potent energy that you can pick up on.
Okay, so before I go over towards them, because I thought
Because this group's magic isn't arcane either.
I got you. No, looking at them and kind of looking them over, since I don't know what I would roll here to try to puzzle out what they might be able to do without just, before just going over there and staring at them in the face.
Mm-hmm. They, as the fight ends, they kind of just come back into themselves in the, like, they become very much more meek in presentation, and they shuffle off with their group off the field really before
Out
you
of
get it.
character, I know exactly what they are.
Sure. Anywho, they leave the battlefield, and you hear the announcement. What name did you give?
We never gave a name.
We
To
never
the
did.
paper.
We've
No,
never
no.
even given our own
No, no.
names to each other than me and Lila.
Yes, correct. Lila, what name did you put on your paper?
Lily Frost.
Cassidra's the one that led the group, so it's whatever she put down as her name.
Yeah, no, if you're specifically, she put down on the waiver Lily Frost.
Cassidra Hawthorne, Avern Solar Flare, Lily Frost, Taryn Rivers, and what is this? It's a thumbprint. It's just a thumbprint. No, look at Rock amidst flame. What the fuck kind of a name is that? Report
Where's this
to
coming
Field
from?
3.
Field 3.
Where's this coming from?
A man on a elevated platform. You ever seen a drum master, or not a drum leader for a marching band?
Yeah.
Drum major. Yeah.
Drum major.
He's
Thank
on-
you. Fuck.
he's
A
on a
drum major
podium.
for a marching band. Yeah, he's on a podium like that with a bullhorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
I'll gather the little buddies I have following me and take them to Field
Come
3.
here, my children. Get
Rock
in the
suddenly is like
cauldron.
Rock suddenly is like, he's scrunching up his head, he's waving his hands for a minute, and he's trying to get everybody's attention and goes, Rock points to Lila, Apple Lady points to Cassidra.
Oh, I'm Cassidra Hawthorne.
God.
Pleasure. Shut up.
Fucking southern witch. What the fuck?
Well, Baba Yaga would be too noticeable.
I have the instinctive urge to ask if she's related to Hawk,
Who?
Dragon Age 2 protagonist.
Gesture to Avrin.
Avern Solar Flare.
point to the big guy.
Gosh.
You can call me Rivers, Rock.
River
Yeah.
Rock.
And then as he still has everyone's attention, he's going to very quickly like grab his axe, point at it, point at the bag. Lots of throwing.
Evan
Gesture
gives a
to
thumbs
Lila.
up.
She just kind of waves, and there's literal lightning dancing amongst her fingers for a second.
Goes to the gestures to Cassandra.
I pull out a quarterstaff. That's it. I just pull out a quarterstaff.
Stage whispers, but actually just does whisper to Rock, magic.
Is it too late to go to the vendor and get her a sword?
No.
It just showed up this fight. I have 4 magical weapons on me. You pull out a stick.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
She at least displayed power.
Wait, you want me to
going-
make you bleed?
Would
Have burning
I'm-
hands.
you like me to make you bleed?
Gestures to Avrin.
Avin kind of just cracks her knuckles.
Punchy, punchy.
The mentality that she exudes is reminiscent of the pale dude that beat the shit out of somebody with his hands.
Yeah, she just cracks her
you,
knuckles,
Rock.
smiling.
Creep.
Hang on. I have to roll something to see how well I contain myself.
Oh. I ship it.
I
shit.
imagine it would be bluff.
What are you trying to do?
Hide my disdain.
Hide your disdain? Yeah,
Yes.
bluff.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone roll sense motive.
Okay.
Except for Rock.
Sense
Now
motive
I got
himself.
skills. Uh-oh.
7.
20.
Hey, I rolled
20
a nat 20. Hey.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Uh,
Lila's. There we go.
all right. Taryn, Lila. Rock just looks kind of neutral at this. Like he's... You could assume he probably doesn't understand what's happening right now.
You want me to
Avrin,
describe it for him?
Cassidra, he looks disgusted by the lack of weaponry.
There's more to it than that. I think Cassidra would get that he's hesitant to work with someone that doesn't use a weapon.
Yeah,
It's more than just disgust.
he seems to have a disdain for the fighting style of those who fight without weaponry.
Saying he's a weaponcist.
You'll have to find out in character.
I will give you negative levels.
There's rules for it. They're not
Energy
fun.
drain, motherfucker.
And then shakes his head a second, gestures to Rivers.
I'm going to abnormally fast pull out my rifle and assume a firing position.
I don't think I've ever seen a gun.
You have not.
I'm just gonna. Do I see his confusion as to what I'm holding?
Yes. I don't
I'm
know.
just gonna
Are
look-
you hiding your confusion?
I'm visibly confused because I just
Yes.
I basically asked what you can do, and he laid down on the ground.
No,
right
I-
after
I'm-
someone just showed me they didn't have a weapon, and then the
Oh.
person before that just showed me a stick.
Well, I'm not laying on the ground. I'm still standing. It's a standing firing position, but
I did something. Sorry.
You know
I'm-
what? I could equate that stance with something akin to a crossbow, so that I would probably get.
yeah.
So
Well, I'm just gonna look at you and I'm just gonna make an explosion noise, like, and you know,
Trevor,
What's
you'll
up?
get here. You'll get it here in a second.
were guns around before the collapse?
It was
Yes.
Like- Okay, cool.
Yes,
I would
actually,
roll up.
for you, this looks primitive.
Ah! I see.
You used to blasters and stormtroopers.
You remember a time when the boundaries were constantly being pushed when it came to magic and technology. This looks like a pale
This is
mockery of
Navy's
what you've
first
seen.
gun.
Who got the Nerf gun?
You see flintlocks around, and they look like sticks with metal strapped to them to you.
So they all have baby's first gun.
Yeah, this is a regression.
I
But
see.
So,
my rifle also isn't a flintlock.
Rock is looking at all of this kind of.
Right. No, I was putting in perspective because flintlocks are common. That she sees flintlocks and is like, "Oh God, it sticks with just metal. What the fuck?"
He's got his face scrunched up a little bit. He's kind of running his fingers along, and then he kind of mashes his hands together as he's looking at everybody. Taxes. No.
Taxes?
Thumbtacks. No. Words hard.
That's fair.
That's good.
How do you want me to roll to try to present an idea that I don't think he has the words for, but he has the brain capacity for?
Good
Say that
question.
one more time.
How do you want me to roll to see how well he presents an idea that he has the brain capacity for, but none of the linguistical skill for?
Performance? For charades?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that
Oh,
kind
that's
of
gonna
makes
be great.
sense. Roll a performance check.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
like roll performance.
Oh my god! Oh no, I was
That's
gonna say
really good
21.
for him.
You can get the general meaning of what he's trying to. Well, actually, it'd be sense motive, I think, to understand in this case. Normally, you wouldn't do sense motive to enjoy a performance, but this is a little different. So, anybody
gonna-
trying to interpret what Rock is saying to you,
I need
please
to
roll
roll-
sense
I need-
motive.
I need to roll high in order for their rolls not to be as high. Oh, Taryn gets it
23.
immediately.
Got a 19.
No, Lila's gonna kind of flutter down so that she's flutter up. Sorry, so she's hand level with him, so she can focus on the hand gestures of what they're trying to do.
Real quick, basically, Carl, the higher you roll, the lower their DC.
Right.
Because they're not rolling against you, they're rolling against DC that is affected by how good you do.
We're rolling against your lack of language.
Right.
Yes.
What's my stunt for that, Trevor?
Take it 2.
Cool.
Check your Discord, Trevor. It says you
Yeah.
what it is he's trying to convey. So you can decide how well everybody gets things.
Well, I got 25 on the first one, so, and then 20 on the second, so 30 total.
Okay.
Is that making sense why he's using the words he was now?
Yes, I just don't remember what the words you were using were.
Taxes.
Oh,
Taxes.
And then
Tax.
thumbtacks.
yes. Okay, so. Cassandra, not quite. You were like, literally like one off.
Frick you.
Avrin, you got it. Taryn, yes, you understood perfectly. Lila, obviously. And that's everybody. Okay.
I'm gonna chalk it up to that. I'm used to understanding hand signals from my military
Yes.
experience.
Yes, and you're used to talking to people that don't speak the same language as you.
Correct.
Because you were in a military environment, you've had to talk to people that you did not share language with.
Yeah.
He wants tactics.
Tactics.
Hmm.
Okay.
He wants to know what the plan is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Cassandra, he really wants a thumbtack.
I'll get my backpack off my back and just start digging around like an old lady looking for candy in her purse to give to a child.
Well, I got some Werthers in here somewhere.
Got a
Got a
butterscotch.
You find a thumbtack, and it's right next to one of those strawberry candies.
That nobody knows the name of or where they get them, but every
Yep.
old lady always has at least one.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
I grab both of them and I hand them to Rock. With
She
a little-
hands
with a
you.
sweet little old
She
lady
hands
smile.
you. She hands you pointy metal. She hands you a small pointy piece of metal and a really weird looking strawberry. It crinkles weird,
Does
and
Does
it's
it look
weirdly
homemade?
hard in the middle. It does not look like a real strawberry, so yeah, you can imagine it is a homemade strawberry.
he just looks at it, crinkles it a couple times, tosses it back into her bag, takes the thumbtack, puts it in his bag, and I'm gonna add that to my inventory.
Add one small thumbtack to your inventory. Congratulations.
Lyle's
Wait,
gonna
It's
look,
gonna be important later. We know it.
Rock's
Why would-
office supplies.
Lyle's gonna look to Rock and it's gonna, well, I fly, and I'm able to zap people from far away.
I can light people on fire.
On far.
On fire.
I fucking I hate it. Dolly Parton over here. Purple haired Dolly Parton.
Jolene, Jolene,
He still like scrunches up his face when people are using lots of words short together or longer words, and he just kind of puts his hands up, points to Lila, puts his hands really close together, puts his hands farther apart.
A frog blink. No.
You know, I'll will sense motive for this.
Let me roll.
What are you trying to say?
Think he's trying to ask.
Can you
at
get
what,
bigger?
At what distance or whatever?
Ah,
Snaps his
fight
fingers and points directly at Rivers.
I'll say this: if you figure it out as a player, I'll let you just roll with it as a character.
Okay, no, that's fair. She flies 120 feet up in the air.
Rock
And
just
she's
waves,
gone.
points. Rock waves up at her, points at Cassandra.
Oh.
I zap Cassandra. No.
Ah.
You do non-lethal damage.
Do I? It is pure elemental force. It is
All
not
right,
a
no,
weapon.
you kill. You are the risk factor here.
Just Cassandra just explodes.
Bro.
That's what I was gonna ask that fucking mage. I'm like, what do you do about me?
Yeah, didn't get a chance to. You actually never got blessed.
You got
Wow.
cursed. Dang.
That is a valid point, Trevor. Did you not take magic, like spells, into account with?
I did.
this?
I said that they're being heavily monitored.
No, it's just extra
Oh.
funny because she scared the bejesus out of the people doing the blessing.
Yeah, and here's
And
the
they never
problem
got to
though:
her.
is I didn't take into account that she's not technically magical.
Uh-oh.
This is
Yeah,
So the mages can't do fuck all dick shit.
this
It
is
is pure energy from the world itself. Think the
Anyways.
elemental planes.
Gil pointing at Cassandra, gesturing with his hands at those distances again.
He's at Cassie. He's asking you what distance do you fight at.
Yeah. Oh. I'm just gonna take a few steps back so that we're like. I think the longest for me is like medium with my spells, so far enough away that it's medium range.
I don't think
between
that
the two of us.
is not how Pathfinder spells work.
It literally said in the spell thing
It
the
is
range.
because medium is like a set number and then an additional number per level.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. It's added math for no reason.
yeah.
Math Finder.
Yes,
What
Math Finder, which
spell
came
is
out with
using-
Math Finder 2, Divide and Conquer.
For
What?
example,
Okay, I have okay.
a medium range spell that I have is 150 feet.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
Yeah, it's like what? It's like one. It's close range is like 50 feet plus 5 feet level. Medium range is like 100 feet plus 10 feet per level, and long range is like 200 feet plus 20 feet per level or something like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why? Fireball has a fucking number in how. Whatever.
Yeah, because Pathfinder wanted to add more math. Anyways, you don't see Rock because he's now blocked by the people that you've walked by because he's so short, but you do see him kind of point his thumb up and give you a thumbs up as he points over to Avrin.
Avron's just going to like get closer to him.
He takes
Like-
a step back instinctually.
Close
Hey,
enough.
John.
Yeah.
Uh, for the sake of feats, your kinetic blast counts as a weapon. Because of
Yeah.
that,
The
I'm
feet
going.
don't load.
Sure, I'm going to save because of that. That spell would work on yours because that kinetic blast is not magic. Your wild talents are magic,
At this
and
point, I would
those
like
can
to-
be counterspelled.
At
Oh,
this point,
okay.
Trevor, I would like to remind you she never got her blessing.
Also,
Correct.
blasts are considered wild talents.
Yes. So Average takes a step closer. I instinctively take a step back.
Avron
Yeah.
just stands there confused as to why you backed away.
Walking up behind you guys real quick is another one of the casters who is not the girl from before. She refuses, but she comes up and taps the pixie on the shoulder. It ends up being the back, but you know she tried.
I will definitely allow it for the sake. I'll really do it for the sake of the plot, but yeah, everything is a wild talent to a kineticist.
And as I'm looking at Avern up and down, seeing a woman approaching me who's already said she beats the shit out of people with her bare hands, wave my arms frantically in front of her and go, I have finance at home.
Looks at you confused and then shrugs and just backs up.
Taking a wild stab. Do you mean fiance?
Reaches into his pocket, pulls out a copper piece and hands it to her.
I mean, I'm gonna take the money, but
I think that's a yes. Yes, he means
Points-
fiance.
Points at the big guy.
I'm gonna move my hands starting close and just move them gradually further and further apart to past about shoulder width, which for me is very broad. I was gonna look at him. Well, because like I have 3 different types of weapons. I have my short sword for close combat if I get in a fucky situation. My pistol, which is 20 feet. My rifle, which is 80 feet. So for range increments. So I can fight anywhere in that distance if I have to.
That's exactly the information he needed. So Rock's just like gives everybody the thumbs up and gestures towards wherever Arena 3 was. Not going into a fight unprepared. That's just not something he's ever going to do.
So, John, because of the fact that they are wild talents, and wild talents have spell levels, but it doesn't tell me what level the talent would be, I'm going to... What level do you get it at? Level 1?
it's level nothing. But it has SP. It is
We have 5 minutes left. Can we deal with this later?
Yeah.
Because you guys won't get to combat tonight.
No.
You all step onto the battlefield, and stepping up to meet you all in a fight is an almost laughable group of two fighters in heavy quotation marks. One person with a quarterstaff. One person in very tattered robes, but no visible weaponry and no shoes. And one person with what you think, well, you're pretty certain it's a short bow, but it is a crude short bow.
So looking at all of them, if I'm 120 feet away, can any of them actually hit me? With any reliability?
I guess we'll find out next week. Or next time. Next session.
And so
Fair enough.
Ivern just kind of smiles at the fighters, and her hair kind of lights up a little more.
You hear a
Yeah,
couple
this
of-
is gonna be
you-
funny.
You hear a couple of snaps as Rock reaches behind him onto what would be a fanny pack, pulls out a pair of cold iron cesti and puts them on.
I'm not
it's
even
like-
pulling out my axe for this shit.
Looks like leather gloves with like cold iron studs on them that are very well made, as he's just putting them on and adjusting them before getting into the fray.
I'm gonna apologize in advance. I fly about 70 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Your fly speed isn't as much as you thought.
Well, if we're only doing, but no, it's 50 feet. I'm doing 70 because of how angles work.
Hmm.
If I do 120 feet, it would only be able to go straight down.
You can be a
Or-
bomber.
It's weird. I'm apologizing because of 3D combat,
You brought this upon us.
which is why I
I'm just-
apologize.
I'm just
Mhm.
gonna look at the group across the field at us, smile, unsling my rifle, open the breech, and just kind of pull a cartridge out of my bandolier and push it into the breech and close it without looking at it. And
I think we've all
pull
just
the-
stunted our joint battles effectively.
Wait,
Yeah.
I haven't done anything cool yet.
Yeah.
Do it. We have
I'm
2
getting there.
minutes.
I'm gonna
Do
take
the
my.
cool thing.
I usually have my staff is like attached to my back, so I don't want to carry it. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do that whooshy circle thing. You know what I mean? Whooshy
The
circle thing.
whooshy circle thing.
You spin it.
Yeah, that.
The whooshy
I
circle
spin
thing.
it.
Could you
And
be a little
then-
more specific about the whooshy circle thing? Because that's either wildly inspecific or copyrighted, and I can't tell which.
I spin it once in one hand and then put, have it stand. You know what I mean? It's like it's on the ground.
And
I'm
plant it
holding
into the ground.
against the ground. Yes, and
You shall not pass.
she Gandalfs.
I
she
cast
can't
burning
She
hands,
plants
no.
it and then she wraps her leg around it and starts dancing. No.
Oh no.
That's me. I start chanting. No.
Actually, before combat starts, I am going to fly down because I realize this and put my chainmail on.
You know that takes like 4 minutes to put on, right?
Yep.
Fight's
Got
gonna
it.
be over before you even get your head through the neck hole.
Before she finds it in
Okay.
the bag of holding.
It's okay. You have 2 weeks to put your armor on. You'll be fine.
2 weeks to put your armor on.
But yes, I forgot I wasn't wearing it until just now. I'm like, no, I'm gonna armor up before the fight.
Uh-oh. Well.
I mean, I think that's a great place to stop at 8:59. 9.
Yeah.
I forgot y'all are an hour behind.
We're all like getting our weapons ready and shit, and fucking Lily's back here fucking trying to struggle put on armor by herself. Fucking she got like her one arm through the neck hole, her head trying to shove through the sleeve, fucking.
You have chainmail.
Yeah.
It takes literally 4 minutes to put on.
Ha!
Yeah,
You can do it hastily. You can do it hastily in 1 minute, but if you do it hastily, you take
Massive negatives.
not massive, but yes, bad. Your armor check penalty and armor bonus are 1 point worse.
No,
Right.
I'm gonna hold up a finger real quick as she's dressing. Hold on, gotta get ready.
That's crazy.
Ava's just gonna do like the Goku jump thing in
4 fucking minutes. They just stand there staring at a tiny pixie putting on
I'm going to
chainmail.
say why they're going to do it is because the referee is enamored by the fact that a house cat on wings from myth and legend just told them, "Wait a second, I'm getting dressed."
And then got fucking chainmail out of her bag.
And
It's just
Shayna
fucking-
that Go ahead.
soda can. It's soda
Yeah.
can pop tabs.
No, and then emblazoned in the center is the holy symbol of Desna.
Yeah, whoever the fuck that is.
It's just a bunch of Monster Energy drink tabs.
One of the fucking, it's a fucking Kyle.
Yeah, Desna's one of the core deities of Pathfinder.
Desna's the god of law and justice or something like that.
No. Luck, travel, and a few other things. One of the ones you don't want to piss off.
I was gonna say the god of law and justice. She stole that. That's not hers.
Alright. No, this
All right.
is fun. I needed this.
Yeah, for real.
Normally, this is when we would dole out experience. That's not happening because this is not an experience-based game. This is going to be a campaign that is milestone-based leveling. So as we reach certain story beats, you guys will gain levels, and the game will scale with you appropriately because it's kind of already determined when you guys will get your levels. So this is just kind of the wrap up. Any likes, dislikes? Obviously, first session I haven't ran in a bit. I'm very much rusty. I definitely had a shaky, I think, first couple steps. But what do you guys think?
I
this is
think
gonna be a lot of
It
fun.
was great. Yeah, I
It was
think
fine.
for a first session, it went so much better than what I was expecting. Like I was expecting so much, like so many bunny trails, but we really didn't go off that much. We did, but not that much.
Most
Right.
of what we went off was us hammering out rule
Yeah,
interactions for
the
the
fine
first time.
details.
Yeah, and I
And-
think that's going to happen a bit the first several sessions, is that we're
Yeah.
going to get delayed by hammering out some rules, because although I'm very comfortable with Pathfinder, it has still been a while since I played, so I'm not as
and
familiar with
playing
it as
some
I
very
used to be.
outlier things.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, literally, I've got a gunslinger, which is outlier in that this is the first game system that had firearms in a medieval setting. And then
Geneticist.
you have a kineticist, which was in a supplemental book for almost a module. Like, it was to make the game scary, like have more occult shit. And so they're just fucking fucky.
Figure it out.
I
They
got
follow
it.
spell.
Huh?
They follow spell-like ability rules, so they are treated as spells.
Right. They just don't have a spell level, which means they just have
Okay.
the base DC for counterspelling.
Correct. They are determined by the designator's caster level. So, for me, I
Oh,
follow
okay.
full caster progression. So at 5th level, it would be caster level 3.
Okay. So for counterspelling, then it is DC 10 plus spell level, so 13 to counterspell you.
I don't think it's that low.
We
I'm
can look
pulling
that
up
up later. Let's
counterspelling.
finish the recap, please.
Yeah. Anything I should work on, or that you guys have already noticed? Like, hey, this is something absolutely to work on.
I know it's episode 1, but like we stated, everyone here has problems with bunnies, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad this time, but it is something we should definitely stay vigilant with, because once it gets bad, it's going to stay bad for us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to distract each other, and then all of a sudden we're going to have bunny trails on our bunny trails on our bunny trails, and then we're going to end up in Albuquerque somehow looking at Bugs Bunny wondering how we got here. I
That's fair.
Long-term at Pismo Beach.
Yep. So, I like it's expected. You know, everybody's getting used to their characters, getting used to this system again. You're getting used to running again. So I expected some clunky bunny trail, you know, figuring things out. Honestly, I just had a blast with this.
Real.
Yeah.
I've never played before, so this has been fun too.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm excited to venture into accent.
Hey, yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
God.
pick one. Is it
Pick
gonna
a
be
southern
British or is it
accent.
gonna be
There are
Dolly Parton?
several.
I know I can't. It's so hard.
You
It's
gotta
gonna be
pick one.
Imogen.
Seriously, pick a
Yeah.
southern pick a region. Go like watch some television shows that are based in that area. Even if it's a stereotypical accent, it's fine as long as it's consistent.
It's hard for me to be consistent because I talk and then I don't talk for a long time and I'm like, wait, how did this go again?
So talk more.
Yeah, it
Like,
was funny
no.
though that
Even if all you're doing is describing what your character is doing in the scene, it's at least bringing you back to the forefront of the focus for a moment.
True.
it was funny though to hear you switch from a Dolly Parton-esque Southern accent to all of a sudden just a random British accent for no reason. It was,
Oh, it's okay. My group can attest. I only really have one female accent, and that's fine. All the NPCs sound the same.
yeah, well, you know, I have no accents, so you're doing better than I am.
It just comes from practice. But I'm glad that we've already discovered how to communicate to each other. I was afraid that was going to take longer.
No,
That's
I
fair.
got you covered, Rock. I understand hand signals.
But this is definitely going to be fun to actually work together as a group because it doesn't seem like we're all too busy running off and doing our own thing.
Not yet.
Oh no, not yet. I assume like as soon as like the fence is gone, the pixie's gonna fly into the sun or something, and we're just gonna...
Icarus.
Say what? What am I doing?
Yep,
Fly
exactly.
off.
See, there you go.
No, I was looking up counter spelling for Trevor.
Yeah. But I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it was good,
Mhm.
Trevor. Good is a good start.
Yeah.
good.
Good.
So,
But
are you?
okay, well, in that case, we will go ahead and end the stream. And so, anybody who watches after the fact, and those of you who hung out tonight, thank you. Candy, thanks for hanging out with us. You can catch us every other week, so not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, June 26th. We'll be playing every other Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. And you can catch us back here then, where we will continue on and we will begin next session in combat. So, be ready. Learn, spend some time, study your characters and what you can do. Eliza, specifically, because you have magic, know your spells, know what you have readied, and understand how magic works for you. I will make sure that I know how magic works, so that way we can handle it appropriately. But otherwise, everyone, understand what you can do. Be ready for combat next session. But I do not anticipate combat will take the entire session. So be ready for that.
We've been proven wrong before.
This is math. This is Pathfinder. Combat can be crunchy, especially if you've never done it, and it's been a while for me since I've done it, so I'm gonna be a little clunky on it myself. So it will take
That's
a
why you
bit.
put us up against mooks.
Yes, it's also to kind of teach the new players combat and get everyone kind of familiar with the flow of combat in Pathfinder again.
Yeah.
The sooner we can touch it, the better.
Then, in that case, I will, if you don't mind, since we do have two, a magic caster and a quasi-magic caster. Counter spelling is very simple
Okay.
in practice.
Yep.
And-
Pause. We're gonna end the stream real quick.
Okay.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you in 2 weeks. I don't have a name for us yet, so bye.